Who's got the rocket launcher? I say we blow it up. Now fire that thing.
It's for the city of sports, playing with a giant Nick. With my man S. God.
That's him.
You feel the vibe?
That's me.
We going live.
That's us.
That like button shared, you been subscribed.
Stadium.
That MetLife, Big Blue, home of the Braves.
Yeah.
That turnpike, you can see that's where the game's played. NFL one day, then it's the NBA. Madison Square Garden, that's where the Knicks play. This that NY Logan, no it don't get broken. Legalized, mean this shit smoking. I'm on topic, dropping another episode. The game winner, trade, maybe a field goal. Everybody right now doing the wave. You tune in the show called TheMan-Cave. I see the chat, they always doing their thing. Big views, 85-inch screen. The game's on, you rush and bleed. Remain calm, you on the road and chill. Do the watch along. The show's on, the host, you know it's S-God. It's no telling the panel filled with guest stars. You're now rocking with the voice, you know who it is. It's your boy J Boogie. You're now rocking with my man S-God. I support him to the fullest, you heard? My man Mike Blaze. This is Alter Productions. What that mean? We about to alter everything that's playing. Tune in. My man S-God G-O-D. Support the show. Subscribe, share it. Most importantly, hit that like button.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Salute Giants Nation. Salute Big Blue. What's good? You already know what it is, man. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Man-Cave podcast with your host, your boy, S. God, man. And today on the show, we're just going to be talking a little Giants and Jets joint practices, a little news, injuries, and also the preseason game 3, Jets versus Giants, Battle of New York. You know how that go, man. But like I said, if this is your first time to my channel, man, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also share it to all social media platforms. And also hit that notification bell, man, so you know when I'm going live. But let's get into it, man. Let's get it. Hey, man, Jets and Giants, you already know what it is, man. Battle of New York, you know what I'm saying? A joint practice today. For the most part, yeah, I heard like the Jets got the better of the Giants, but not to that degree that people are saying that it was, man. So, it's just like little things going on and stuff like that. So we'll talk about little Jets and Giants practice today. Also Malik Neighbors didn't have a good, how can I say, good joint practice today, drop some balls and things like that. But, what I'm saying, he'll rebound from it. These are the things that you got to look for, what I'm saying. Of course, it's going to be a little more to it, you know what I'm saying? What's good? What's good, E? Salute. You was there? Oh, snap. I know she was there. You was loving that stuff, man. Yo, if you could expand on it, let us know what you saw, things like that. And, who got the better of the who, you know what I'm saying, in the Jets and the Giants practice. And I know some storylines, you know what I'm saying, people's going to be looking at. Let me see some of the storylines. Of course, everybody want to see Malik Neighbors against Sauce Gardner. You know what I'm saying? That was the main attraction, how that went. Also, Giants cornerback Tay Banks going up against Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Also, Jets Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle, going up against the interior of the Giants offensive line and how that looked. And then Daniel Jones and the Giants offense against an excellent Jets defense. So, like I said, those are some of the storylines and things like that people is looking at, to see at this out of this joint practice, because it doesn't look like most of the Jets stars are going to play on Saturday. And from what I hear, the Giants, they're not too sure, but I don't think the Giants stars are going to play. Me personally, I think Daniel Jones should play just a little bit, a couple of series on the first quarter, just to get some more of that rust off, against a good Jets defense and stuff like that. But if he doesn't play, I'll understand it, you know what I'm saying? But for me personally, like I said, I like to see him play because, like I said, coming off of an injury and not playing that much, in 10 months, hey, every little bit of rep help, before the season starts, And going back to that, going back to seeing some highlights, I know, of course, they said that the media was only allowed in, I guess, the first half of practice, something like that. Or, not the back half of the practice. So, so they was able to get little footage and things like that. So not too many highlights from there and stuff like that. But I know one highlight that I saw that I was like, oh my God, it's like Garrett Wilson. He cooked Nick McLeod on a double move. I said, "Oh my God!" It's like he was going to the sidelines, then he juked inside, and he was gone. And I was like, "Oh snap!" What I'm saying? It's like, and that's the problem. Our QB2 position, what I'm saying, got to shore that QB2 position up. So I don't know if we have that QB2 on the roster. You know what I'm saying? But if not, we're gonna have to make a move somewhere and get that QB2, man. It's like, and it's dwindling. It's not too many people left out there. You know what I'm saying? It's what's his name? What's good, bro? Yeah, I agree with you, TP. I would definitely like some more rest from DJ, but I'm petrified of an injury. That's another thing too. But hey, we gotta let him play. You know what I'm saying? Get that rust off before the season start. But yeah, like I said, as far as the QB, the cornerback too, if he's not on the roster, we're gonna have to get one. And there's not too many names left out there. I know Xavier Howard is still out there. And some Giants fans don't want a Dory Jackson back. He's out there too, also. But and some of the Giants fans are, they don't want him back because of some of his effort level last year in games and stuff like that, which I can agree to and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if that's what the Giants decide they want to do, bring back a Dory Jackson at a veteran minimum, I'll be okay with it. We'll just see how he plays. And then another thing with that is, he's already used to Shane Bowen. That was his former defensive coordinator with the Tennessee Titans. So they'll be reunited. So, what I'm saying? It can't hurt that bad. We'll see what happens, what I'm saying? But yeah, I know left with a sour taste in people's mouth as far as his effort level last year in the season. But at this point, the way our QB2 is looking is struggling because Cordell Flott was supposed to be the QB2, but he's been out with a quad injury. He hasn't been playing. So, and they say the best ability is availability. And if he's not there, and he looked like he ain't gonna get that starting job either. You know what I'm saying? I'll rock with it. Yeah. I'll rock with a door. Yeah. Like I said, whatever the Giants decide to do, man, I'm cool with it. If they decide to bring a Dory back, hey, bring him back. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be for no astronomical amount of money anyway. So it'll be a vet minimum. So it ain't really gonna hurt us none too much. But that cornerback 2 position got to be shored up because Nick McLeod, like I said, he ain't looking too good either in preseason games, training camps, and stuff like that. I thought he would be like the one to get that spot from Cordell Flott, which Cordell Flott really don't even have it on lock anyway either. You know what I'm saying? And also, we could be surprised. If they don't go get one, Alex Johnson, the undrafted free agent out of UCLA, you just never know, man. He might play good in these games and they might see something and he could get that spot. But I think we would need a veteran cornerback really, though, for that spot. Because like I said, that QB2 position is going to be important because for the defense, we already know the defensive front is like the strength of our team. And I don't have no problems with the defensive line. Our problem is that secondary, And as far as the safety position with Shane Bowen, he might go to a 3 safety look, with Tyler Lubin, Dane Belton, and Jason Pinnock. So that'll be 3. If that QB2 position they can't short up or is struggling, they could try to mask it with a 3 safety to shade over to that side and things like that, But I'm surprised that nobody has really stepped up, to take that spot because it's a wide open spot. You got Nick McLeod, Trey Hawkins, the pick from last year. I'm thinking this dude is going to be out there try to get that spot, and he looking even worse than last year. I'm like, bro, you got to come with it, bro. You got to bring it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the position is there. If it's open, you got to take it. The worst thing to do is for somebody else to come from outside to get that position, and you already on the roster. That tells you a lot. You know what I'm saying? They have to go outside the roster to go get somebody to play your position. That's one of the most disappointing things out there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you can't say they haven't been given an opportunity. They got training camps. They have 2 preseason games in the books. This is the last preseason game coming up. Bro, if you ain't take that spot by now, that spot look like it's going to be vacant and they're waiting on somebody else to take that position. The same thing I said, TP. They got to step up and take that QB spot. It's like, yo, nobody wants it. So do I look at it by, what's that, the 27th? I think that's when you cut the roster down to 53. There's going to be 1,200 unemployed dudes out there on the waiver wire, out there as free agents that they're going to look through and sift through. And you might be surprised. Some team might cut they might be good at cornerbacks and they might cut a good dude at cornerback and we can end up scooping them up. He could come over here and start and take these guys' position. A dude who hasn't even been on his team could come over here and take your spot, you know what I'm saying, at the end of training camp, right before the season start. You've been doing all this stuff, doing training camp, OTAs and stuff like that, and you still haven't secured your position yet. Somebody going to come in there and take your position from another team. It's like, yo, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. What's good, NYG? What's good? Yeah, what's good? But yeah, man, like I said, I'm just like, yo, I mean, the QB2, we've been talking about that position for a long time, and it still hasn't been settled yet. You know, we got Deonte Banks over there. You know what I'm saying? He's a second-year player, but like I said, he got that CB1 position over there, you know, a physical corner, you know what I'm saying? We good with him. You know what I'm saying? We just got to get him help on the other side. And like I said, I'm surprised. Trey Hawkins has all the size, you know, the length and everything like that. But like I said, as far as this up here, I know he's a second-year player, but it's like this. You would think like, you know, he would be like working on this craft, like you said, especially with the new defensive coordinator, you know, try to get that position and stuff like that. But like I said, you could be surprised too how he goes in the last preseason game against the Jets, because that's going to tell a lot too. The last preseason game, guys are going to get a lot of opportunities to get in there and shine and do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what that position turn out to be. But that's one of the main concerns on the Giants defense is that cornerback 2 position. You know what I'm saying? Linebackers, yeah, we good with, like we said, with Bobby O, stud baller. Micah McFadden, he's good. He's another one. He's out with an injury too. So I don't know how long he's going to be out. You know, Micah McFadden, you know, he's out with an injury. Cordell Flott is out with an injury, stuff like that. John Runyon with the shoulder. You know, they just keeping him out just for precautionary, just for, you know what I'm saying. But I think he should be ready for he'll be ready for game 1. For the first game against the Vikings. So we're not really worried about that right now. You know what I'm saying? Those guys will come back. Also, Evan Neal today in training camp, he came back. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at a little highlight of his, you know, one-on-one with, I think, Eric Watts or something like that. He looked kind of good on there, you know what I'm saying? But he got to work his way back because he don't miss a lot of time, too, with that injury, the setback, and things like that. So we have to we'll keep tabs on that. But like I said, as far as the offensive line, look, they're looking good and stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about that. Look like the guys can fill in. You know what I'm saying? This is like the first time in a long time where we can actually say, after 2 preseason games, and I know the season ain't started yet, but we can say, yo, this line is better than the lines that we've been having in the past. You know what I'm saying? At least these guys are like working in tandems together. You know what I'm saying? They're communicating, picking up stunts, they're picking up blitzes, things like that. So you feel good about that. And plus, you know, these guys are vets. You know what I'm saying? They got some experience. So that's another good thing. They got a lot of experience. That's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? So offensive line ain't going to be too much. But like I said, yeah, going into this preseason, this joint practice, man, looking at Malik Neighbors, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to see if Malik Neighbors is going to cook Sauce Gardner and stuff like that. You know, but for the most part, what I heard in this joint practice with the Giants, it looked like they were doing a lot of run, a lot of short passes, and also a lot of screen passes and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, I mean, the Jets defense is great, but I'm thinking the Giants is working on this to see, you know what I'm saying, to better perfect that, though, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, in the past, our screen game has been the worst. Every time we do a screen pass, I'm just like, oh my God, it's going nowhere. So that's something that we really have to work on. We really have to work on that screen game, man, because that could open it up. We have a lot of speedy, shifty backs that we got now with Singletary, Tyrone Tracy, Turbo Miller, and Eric Gray. You know, got shifty guys. So that screen game could work in our favor a lot this season. You know, so we really got to work on that and get these guys really acclimated to that. What's good, Mosley? What's good, bro? Thanks for tapping in, bro. Yeah. You see the Casey? Nice, saying everything I wanted to hear from him. Yeah, I see that with Kayvon Thibodeau and stuff like that. Yeah, that was a great interview and stuff like that, man. But yeah, like I said, these guys gonna this season, I'm not really worried about the defensive front. Like I said, our problem is gonna be that secondary. The linebacker is gonna be okay. The safety position, like I said, you're gonna have some inexperienced dudes over there, but for the most part, those guys will take their lumps and stuff like that. So I'm not really worried about the safety guys. Our problem is that CB2 position. So if we can get that shored up, like I said, before the first game of the season, I'll be feeling much better. You know what I'm saying? But right now, we just have to work with what we have to get. And like I said, by next week, Tuesday, after the cuts are made, you'll see who's available. And that was another thing. We also restructured Andrew Thomas's we turned this stuff into a signing bonus. So we restructured $4 million of it to, so we got $18 million to spend, you know what I'm saying, as far as cap space that we have to our disposal to spend throughout the season and stuff like that. So that's a little breathing room. And also, you know, that tells me like something could be coming down the works. You know, if it do come down the works, hey, I'm good with it, man. I would expect everything to see, you know. Yeah. I was saying that with KT. Yeah, he did say that playing better against the run to set that edge and stuff like that. Because, you know, like I said, I mean, Kayvon, like I said, Kayvon is an impact player. Like I said, that's the one part of his game he got to work on too. I mean, and when he do make impact plays, he make impact plays, like I said. But like I said, that's one that's one part of his game that he has to work on. And I'm glad he's working on that and stuff like that, and made an emphasis on playing better against that. You know, because we're gonna need him, you know, to stop the run. That's Shane Bowen's main thing, you know, as a defensive coordinator, is stopping the run. You know, he's like, his defenses have been like in the top 10, top 15 of stopping the run and stuff like that. So that's going to be even better for us. Like I said, if you can stop the run and make that dude a one-dimensional player, you know, make that team a one-dimensional player, you can pin your ears back and go at the quarterback all day long. You know, that's what we're looking for. And Malik Neighbors, like I said, yeah, Malik Neighbors didn't have so much of a good today. Like I said, he dropped some passes that he should have, you know, caught. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, those are things that happen and stuff like that. You know, I'm gonna play the interview with him going up against Sauce Gardner and also Reed. So let me look for it right now and see what he had to say about that. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, playing against the Jets is always gonna be, you know, a great little rivalry with the Jets and stuff like that. Let me share that. And this is Malik Neighbors, like I said, on.
You today, how would you assess it?
On myself, had too many drops. I mean, had a lot of catches that could have been made on the field. You know, so that was about me. But it was a great competition day, great work day.
When you get something like that with drops that you're not happy with, do you just go right back to work tomorrow?
I mean, that's all I can do. Look at the film, you know, see how I drop it, see which better ways I can catch the ball, but continue to stay in the books.
Like, was it how they covered you, or do you feel it was something you weren't doing?
I mean, the coverage was pretty good. I mean, you know, it's contested. It's going to be contested. That's what this league is. It's whoever can make those plays, and I think I can make those plays, but, you know, just didn't come out with those plays today.
The last one on the deep one, did that bother you?
Yeah, it bothered me. It bothered me pretty bad. You know, if I had to do it again, you know, I would work on something different on catching the ball, but, you know, I just go look at it, see what I can do better, and just practice that kind of throw again, practice that kind of play, practice getting my eyes around faster and finding the ball really in the air.
Did you have to come back for it a little bit? Is that maybe what?
No, I didn't really have to come back for it. It was just when I had turned my eyes back on the other side of the shoulder, I kind of lost the ball, and I found it later. So, you know, it was just a drop. You know, I just got to try different. Just try to catch it better, I guess.
How does it make you feel when Sauce Gardner is like waving goodbye to your guys sideline and taunting you guys basically?
I mean, they can do that. I mean, they won on the day. I mean, their defense came out here, executed well. You know, we beat ourselves today. So it's about really going back into our playbook, going back into, you know, trying to be, you know, us, trying to find this team that, you know, we trying to look for. So it's going back to the preparation, really.
It seemed that people were expecting you and Sauce to go to head-to-head a lot.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to happen that much.
I mean, that's the question for Dave to ask. You know, I don't script the plays, but that's a question for Dave.
You're such a competitor for yourself. Do you get caught in the middle sometimes where you have a practice, you're working on things that you want to work on for your own game, and then also know it's a competition because you're going against another team that you kind of want to, I don't want to say show out a little bit, but you guys want to compete. So is there kind of that back and forth, that balance you want to strike?
Nah, not really balance. It's really working on myself, really. I mean, the defense going to give me a look. I just got to play football. So it's really working on different techniques, working on if they're outside of my shoulder or inside of my shoulder, just continue to win.
Do you think you and the first team offense would benefit from one more look in this Saturday's game? I know it's not up to you, but do you feel like you guys could benefit from that kind of work?
I mean, of course, you know, it's another opportunity to go in there, you know, play a football game, you know, find out, you know, what we need to work on, you know, what we need to learn from. So, yeah, this opportunity to go play another game on Saturday is to help before the season starts.
Did you learn anything from the limited time you did get to go against Sauce? Like, maybe little tips or tricks of going against a guy who's considered one of the top cornerbacks in football?
Right. I mean, yeah, but I ain't gonna share all my key details. I ain't gonna share, what I thought, but I'm gonna keep them all to myself, and just continue to, work on myself.
What were your impressions of number 4, who was also on you? Number 4, DJ Reed.
I mean, he's great competitor. Had smooth feet. Plays the ball pretty well when the ball's in the air. Knows formations, knows concepts. So going against him, I kind of had to, switch my game up a little bit so he wouldn't jump in a lot of routes. But he's a great competitor.
He's different style-wise than Sauce is, right?
I mean, it's different size, different lengths. Everybody's game is really gonna be different.
Yeah, man. So you see that, man. That's Malik Neighbors on there talking. Like I said, man, he's just talking like going against Sauce Gardner and also DJ Reed, DBs from the New York Jets. Like I said, but like I said, in this joint practice, I knew it was going to be saying. Of course, everybody looking for Malik Neighbors against Sauce Gardner. Deontay Banks, Garrett Wilson. And like I said, also Quinnen Williams and that Jets defensive line against the Giants offensive line. Quinnen Williams against the Giants interior offensive line, how they was going to hold up. So those are some of the things that you were looking forward to and stuff like that, man. But I'm going to welcome my brother, Unpopular Opinion Sports NYG, to the show. You know what I'm saying? Good, bro.
What's good with you, man? Maintaining, bro. You already know what it is, man. I've been watching these these Giants Twitter
oh man, I've been on that too, though.
And the thing about it is okay, the Giants went up against the Lions, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had 2 very good practices.
Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, one may say they got the better against the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they didn't practice against the Texans. They just went out there and played.
Right.
And, didn't look good. Let's keep
Mm-hmm.
it a buck.
Mm-hmm.
Now today, the first thing when I looked on Twitter was only thing I heard the reports was the Giants are hanging in there with the Jets.
Right.
They look good. Daniel Jones was 9 for 9 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They were throwing short passes, and these guys.
Don't say that the explosive plays they can't get.
They turn it around and say, okay, the Giants can't do explosive plays no more because Daniel Jones can't throw the football.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Did we not see him throw the football in the preseason game down the field?
But bro, see, they don't seem to understand that's what the Giants was trying to work on. It was not so much explosive. It's just like
exactly.
It's like all these practices are, I ain't gonna say kind of scripted, but they are kind of scripted, and they are working on things. That's how they work on things before they get to the regular season to see how it would. And like I said, I like what they did today against the Jets because they have a great defense. So they're trying to, like I said, do some screen games, because when you do a screen game, it's for an aggressive defense. You see what I'm saying? To how to beat an aggressive defense, you let them through and do a screen game and to get behind them. So you know what I'm saying. And if you got some fast, shifty guys, like I said, with Tyrone Tracy, Eric Gray, Singletary, and also on Turbo Miller. You know what I'm saying? You got explosive players, man, that could turn like a screen pass into a 30-40-yard run. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I could see that. You know what I'm saying? Also, the short passing, they trying to see the short passes with the aggressive front, just to see what they could do with it. You know what I'm saying? These are all things that they work on, you know what I'm saying? And also the run game. They did the run game today. So they did a lot of run plays, try to see how they could go up against that aggressive defense. You know what I'm saying? Because the Jets have, like, with the top defense in the NFL, they got the number 1 defense or, top 3, whatever it is. But it's like, that's what you want to see. You're not going to see, like, if you want to take a shots all day downfield, you can take shots all day downfield. But you also want to see if you want to sustain drives and keep drives moving. You know what I'm saying? Make some good plays. And I'm going to, even Art Stapleton, I'm going to look at some of the things that he said. He said 3 things that he noticed, like, in the practice. He said, 1, he said that the blitz was picked up by Singletary. Jones hung in the pocket and hit Theo Johnson on a deep out. That was a nice catch. Mm-hmm. The second one, Jones kept the ball and ran in for a touchdown when he could have forced a pass inside the 10 to Slayton, who had a slight positioning on a defender. So that was a good decision.
And you know what? I just retweeted that.
Yeah.
I just retweeted that because Sauce Gardner himself said he thought he had a pick on Daniel Jones,
Right.
but
He held the ball. He kept the ball
he
right.
held the ball.
Right.
And so people out there bugging out like,
Throw
oh
it,
my
throw it,
God.
throw it.
And I'm like, bro, he fooled one of the best corners in the
Right.
league.
Right.
He thought he was going to throw. Stupid. Got him.
People just want to see that. It's like, yo, that's what you want to see, a quarterback making good decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though you don't force the pass. If you don't have it, just don't force it. You know what I'm saying? If you can make a play by yourself as a quarterback, and he has the legs to make the play, and I know, like I said, he's come back off of an injury, but pre-injury, Daniel Jones, you could say, could run it in 10 yards or something like that. One of the fastest quarterbacks out there. Like I said, I always say, like, out of 32 quarterbacks or whatever, Daniel Jones is probably, like, faster than, like, 24, 25
He's top
quarterbacks.
10.
Right, he
No,
is. He's faster.
he's a
Than a lot
top
of the
10
quarterbacks.
running, and he's been a top 10 running quarterback. Man-Cave, if you look at the statistics, when he's been healthy, he's been a top 10 rushing quarterback in the NFL. And most years, he's been top 5. Word up.
And you can see his speed on display. I know everybody gonna talk about the Eagles game when he outran everybody and he fell, but it's like you see that dude outran everybody.
But you know what it is? People cap on it because he's a white guy. And that's just 100.
Right.
That's just 100, bro. You know what I'm saying? People cap on it because he's a white guy. You know? But people talk about Kyler Murray and Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts and all these other quarterbacks. Daniel Jones has been neck and neck with the Lamar Jacksons of the league.
And we're not saying he's faster than Lamar Jackson. We're just saying like he's right. He's not that far behind. You know what I'm saying? You would think. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's one of the fastest quarterbacks out there.
Statistical wise, he's been, of course, Lamar Jackson is the number one, of course. But like,
of course,
statistical wise, he's been up there with a lot of these other quarterbacks. So, but yeah, they don't count TP, right?
Right. They don't count. They only want the passing touchdowns. That's the only thing that counts. So the rushing touchdowns do not count on the scoreboard. They don't count on the scoreboard at all. There's only the throwing. You have to throw it.
Yeah, that's what's wild to me.
But you know another thing going on because I looked at CJ Stroud had a great rookie season, a phenomenal rookie season, and he only threw for 25 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? You would think that he threw for like 40 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that the same amount Daniel Jones threw for in his rookie year?
In his rookie season, he threw for 25.
My God.
They talk about the fumbles and all stuff. Like, yeah, he had fumbles, but you know what? Most of those fumbles, like people don't want to hear about it. Most of those fumbles was caused by the offensive lineman. It's like as soon as the dude called, I was like, yo, he's looking to make a play, and the dude from the other just swiped the ball out of his hand. Just like in the Texans game, Tommy DeVito. You saw that play with Tommy DeVito when he got the ball swiped out of his hands. In that Texans game, that's how a lot of Daniel Jones fumbles happened in his rookie season. The offensive line was letting guys just come on through, and it's like, yo, by the time he looked to throw a pass, it was hitting the ball out of his hands. You know, it wasn't like he was just running with the ball. He fumbled. It wasn't like he was running with the ball. He fumbled the ball. It was like most of them was because his hands got hit to lose the ball. You know. But yeah, man, you look at some of them things. Like I said, man, yeah, the running touchdowns don't count, bro. They only want the throwing touchdowns, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So they'll talk about the 15 touchdowns and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's all good, man.
Right. You know.
All we care about is W's, is dubs. We just care about dubs. If we win a game, I don't care if we win a game by 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. I don't care. A win is a win. I don't care. And besides, we have the 32nd ranked talent level in the league. So every game should be an upset this year. Every game should be an upset this year.
Apparently, we're worse than the Patriots.
Right.
They are awful.
Right.
But I mean, it's just narratives, man. And I'm gonna tell you what's going to make people really, take the Giants a different way. And it's going to be this pass rush, bro. This pass rush is going to be great. You know what I'm saying? And
yo, TP, if you want to come on, man, I'll put the link in the chat if you want to come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Talk your talk. You know what I'm saying? You always more than welcome,
of course,
bro.
man.
You're always welcome,
man,
bro.
You could join in if you want. Pause. But I think when people looking at the Giants and talking about the Giants, they are forgetting about what they added on the offensive and defensive lines.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said, I think the Giants are going to be an up and down team this year. I don't,
Of
I
course.
don't, I don't think they're going to come out here and win 12, 13 games. I'm not delusional,
Right.
So don't get it twisted. Like when we analyze our team, when I analyze anything, first of all, I'm not coming at it from a delusional standpoint. I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually telling you what I think. And I think the ceiling is 11 games, like Lou say, 11-6. Shout out to Big Bro Lou.
Yes, sir.
But the floor is more like 8 or 9 games, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where I'm at with this team right now. So it's not like I'm sitting up here saying, "Oh, this team's gonna be great," and they just going. But to sit up here and say this gonna be a 2-win team, a 3, you're just fucking bugging,
Right.
bro. You're hating. There's no fucking way that's gonna happen. Brian Dable won 6 games when the goddamn team was falling apart last year.
Right. Decimated with injuries. Decimated with injuries when we could have gave up.
So how in the hell we gonna lose more games this year with
Mm-hmm.
Malik Neighbors, a better offensive line, and better pass rush? Get the fuck out of here, man. You stupid.
Right. Right. Like I said, 6 games that we won. Like I said, we could have won like about 2 more games. We could have won 2 more games. We lost in the last seconds of these games. The
Right,
Buffalo game
exactly.
and the Jets
So
game.
this
Those
could
are
have been
2
an
games.
8-win team, 9-win team, and that's where I expect them to be this year. 8 or
Mhm.
9-win team. You know what I'm saying? Because they're still going to be trying to figure it out in the secondary, and with the chemistry with the quarterback and the wide receivers, I think. But
Right.
I just that's how I see it. 8 or 9 wins minimum, bro.
Right. And like I said, and last year also we had like what? We had one of the toughest schedules too, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we made the playoffs the year before. So we had one of the toughest schedules, and we still managed to win 6 games with all the injuries. No team had more injuries than the Giants. So if people can say the other team no team had more injuries than the Giants last year, bro. I'm sorry. You can say what you want to say. We were more decimated. And then at the end of the day, you look at the Patriots, the Commanders. Like I said, them guys was tanking. Them guys was even trying to win games. And like I said, and they wasn't as decimated as we were. They wasn't trying to win games. And people could say, NFL, but they were tanking, bro. I don't care what nobody says. They were not trying to win games. You could look at some games and say, oh, they ain't trying to win this game. You can look at the game. You can look at the score. You could like, they ain't trying to win that game. You can look at the score. You can look at the score. They ain't trying to win that game.
I said it, bro. People was not trying to hear that shit, man. I'm telling you.
I know. I know. People be thinking like this, like, oh man, these guys have like that. Like, when you watch that play, it's like, yo, did you see that? I mean, in case of point, look at that game when we played the 49ers. And not to say, you know what I'm saying, when we played the 49ers, look at how many missed tackles and stuff like that, bro. You look at the games like, man, was guys really putting forth some effort out there? Because, once you get embarrassed or you're not playing good, you're not going to put forth the effort sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, and we were decimated, but like I said, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, there was some teams that was not trying to win games last year. They was looking for draft position. You know what I'm saying? And people can say, well, it was like, that's not true. That is true. And that's why I'm one of the biggest proponents of the NFL being like the NBA and going to that lottery system, not based on records. They should put their names in there and see who gets the first. That'll deter teams from tanking, because a lot of teams tank on purpose.
They do.
And the NBA was like that, but like I said, well, that lottery system been in place, but like I said, it's like, so the team with the worst record don't automatically guarantee the first, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's a little bit more fair, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they might not fall out of the top 5, you know what I'm saying? I'm good with that, you know what I'm saying? But as long as they don't get the number 1 pick, you know what I'm saying? So, but
right,
yeah.
That would be dumb, man. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to figure out, like, how they could make that work. You know what I mean? Like, in the NFL, because you know how the NFL is, man. They
But I mean, it's easy to do. It's not something that's hard. It's easy to, if you see the NBA already doing it, it's something that's already is a proven method. It's not something that's like you have to go and do some studies and research on. It's already been working. So you just have the same system. Put all their names in there. The teams that don't make the playoff, of course, the teams that are with the worst record is going to have the more weighted, you know what I'm saying, and put them in there. And you know what I'm saying, and that way it'll force teams to stop trying to just tank games on purpose or sit players down purposely and stuff like that. But as far as the Jets and the Giants, man, so what was you like? I know you heard some of the things from the practices. Like, I know you saw that play that Nick McLeod got cooked on that play by Garrett Wilson, man. I said,
man, it's secondary Swiss cheese, bro. And the thing about it is, what's messed up about it, I'm going to tell you what's messed up about this whole situation. As you're looking at a second-year player and Deontay Banks to carry your secondary right now. That's not cool, bro.
Right.
We need a vet back there. You know? And no disrespect to Pinnock, because I know he's technically a strong safety, you know, hybrid type player, but it's really Banks is the one that's the leader back there in the secondary, because you have Tyler Nubin, you have McLeod, quarter of flat, who
Belton.
Neither one of them are doing anything, and then you got Phillips in the slot, who's a rookie,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So you got two rookies, a third year or a third round pick in flat, and then you have McLeod, somebody you got off the practice squad or whatever, and then you have
Trey Hawkins,
a 6th round pick. So you don't have any leadership in that group right now, and you cut the leaders. You got rid of them. You got rid of
Xavier,
McKinney. You got rid of you let what's this other cat's name? Jalen Mills. You got rid of Dory Jackson. I mean, you got rid of a bunch of guys in the secondary that, you know, would have been considered, you know, quote unquote leaders, or could have given you some leadership in that group. But
good, Ralph.
I don't see how this Giants team can move forward with such a young secondary and a brand new defense. You need somebody that is keen enough,
right,
to be understand the nuances of the game, to be able to help some of these young guys out. Because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen right now. It's gonna be all kind of miscommunication issues back in the secondary, and you're gonna get a lot of blown coverages and a lot of big plays from the Giants. That's what the fuck's gonna happen. And then people are gonna be crying, well, Wink didn't have. Yeah, Wink's system was different. Wink's system was predicated to not allow big plays, but what Wink's system didn't do was put enough pressure on the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this system is trying to do, put enough pressure on the quarterback while allowing more coverage on the back end. Wink's system wasn't do that. That shit was man to man. If you get cooked, you get cooked. So,
on the island, right?
Yeah, maybe Shane Bowen's system will work against some teams, and that's what I'm banking on. But it's going to be teams with good quarterbacks. I'm just going to tell you right now, whenever you see a good quarterback on the schedule, expect some points to be put up in that game.
You know what's going to happen in there? What I'm going to see is teams are going to start going to max protect. They're going to go to max protect when they can't, you know, try to nullify or what you call it, you know.
And especially if they have a good offensive line too. That's the main thing. I should have added that in, y'all. My bad, but you know, good offensive line, a good quarterback, they're going to be able to cook the Giants with this current secondary. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying with that QB2 spot. Like I said, man, hey, after the preseason game, what's that, Tuesday the 27th? Everybody got to get down to 53, so it's going to be 1,200 unemployed guys out there. And hey, some teams, like I said, some teams might be rich in cornerback up. I know they don't want to release their good cornerback, but sometimes they might have to because of salary cap reasons sometimes. And we might end up getting a gem, and that person going to come in and take these guys' spot.
If you can get, I know a lot of people like Adoree Jackson. I'm not a fan of Adoree Jackson.
I already know. Ghost was good, bro.
I didn't like his effort.
The effort level, yeah. I said that to you earlier and stuff.
When I watch football, I want to see effort.
Right.
Any sport, right. For real. You know what I'm saying? But like, especially in football, I want to see effort. Like, don't just go out there and just. And I seen that with Ojulari. We talked about that. I seen it last year with Adoree Jackson, and it infuriated me, especially in that Jets game. I said, get this dude up out of here. You know what I mean? Like, that's how.
Let me tell you something. In that Jets game, the thing I didn't like towards the end when Adoree helped that guy up, I was like, Adoree, what are you doing? It's like you're helping him save time. Adoree, you need to stay on the dude or whatever to let the clock run out. You're a veteran. You're supposed to know this.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like, what are you doing?
That's why I don't think he's gonna help a young secondary. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's that guy. He'll help you be decent over there on that side. I will say that. He's not gonna get like cooked repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? He'll give up a big play here and there, but I will say that about Adoree Jackson. But as far as like bringing in somebody to help some of these young players, you know, kind of develop, man, he ain't gonna be that guy.
He's not that guy, man. He says like,
go out there and get that paycheck and keep it moving, bro.
Yeah, and I know what's name got legal issues, Xavier Howard, but if he gets around that thing, and you can see them bringing him in, but like I said, it could be somebody surprising from some other team that gets cut, and we just like,
I would hope they would make a trade.
That's another option too, man.
I would hope they would make a trade because if they got the money right now, so really what you're looking at is a situation here, and people want to talk about Daniel Jones, and I'm gonna throw y'all a cookie. So think about it like this. If they decide to move on from Daniel Jones next year, I think you save. Now you're not going to save as much as if you wait.
It'll be like 20. It'll be like 23 million dead money or something like 20 something.
Yeah, so you'll save like 11, 12 million or something like that. I think that's how it adds up. But if you do that with the 18 million you got now, and if you go out and you get a Patrick Surtain,
bro, don't even say
or
that.
Somebody like that, or even say you settle for J.C. Horn or Marshawn Lattimore. Those are two still good cornerbacks. PS2 would be the deal because I think the Broncos are low key tanking.
Right, because they want to get back them draft picks they gave for Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? So they'll take some of that.
They need talent. They don't have a lot of talent. I just did the AFC West preview. I'm gonna drop that here probably tomorrow morning.
Okay.
But the Broncos, they don't have a whole lot of talent there, especially on the defensive side. So if you can get PS2. Okay, you're gonna have to give up some picks. We get it. Now you can still sign him because guess what? Banks is still on a rookie deal. You see what I'm saying? So you can still spend that money in the secondary. You don't have nobody you need to pay at safety. Tyler Nubin's still on a rookie deal. So is Dane Belton. You know, and then you know, I don't even know what Pinnock's contract is, but
Pinnock's contract is not
like
big
a
at all.
1 year deal. So you don't have anything you're really spending in the secondary. All your money's tied up in the D line. So that's why I'm like, if you got to give out a big contract in the secondary, I'm okay with that. If it's for a Patrick Surtain.
But that's a premium position. See, that's a premium position. So you don't
is.
about that. So that's what you want.
And so that's what I'm saying. So if Joe Shane can swing a deal. And maybe go out and get PS2 or get Lattimore. Shout out to Pat. Pat Sports Talk. He threw that out there.
Also,
definitely gonna credit my brother.
Newsome from the Brown. He talked about that too.
Yeah. But the target would be Surtain for me. You know what I'm saying? Because he's young and he's good. You know what I mean? A secondary option would be J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn is good too, but he just hasn't been healthy. And you can probably get him for a cheaper price, especially, you know, since the Giants treat the Panthers like Walmart. I just go there and you know, whatever I need, I just go to Walmart, get it for cheap. That's how they treat the Panthers.
Right.
Need a pass rusher, let's go cop one from the Panthers.
Hey, you gotta keep going back to the well until it's dry, right?
Yeah. So I think there's an option there with J.C. Horn. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think the Panthers have any expectation this year they're just looking to grow on the offensive end.
And they always looking for some draft picks too because they lost a lot too. So they just
exactly. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that maybe they could do that. Maybe they could go for PS2 or JC Horn. Those would be my two top options.
JC Horn, okay.
PS2 is going to be on the high end. Like, that's going to be the splash move to say JC Horn. I think he might be getting for a fourth, maybe third.
That's what I was saying, like a fourth or something.
Yeah, so it cost you a whole lot. You know, and the contract's going to be cheaper than what you're going to have to pay PS2. So.
And PS2 gonna get what PS2 gonna get it like a second. Got to give up a second round. I mean, I know the Broncos.
That's what Pat was saying.
Like a second first, but because that's the same thing they tried to do with Jerry Jeudy too. At first, they tried to get it first, but that didn't work. So they had to settle for. I think what is it? It wasn't a second. I think it was a third. I think it was a third when for Jerry Jeudy when he got traded to the Browns. Because
I would give up a second and a future third or a
fourth or
player.
fifth.
Yeah. I would give up a second, a future third, and if they're like, nah, we want some talent, then now you're gonna have to have conversations about Ojulari, Slayton, and some of these players that you might not be bringing back next year. So that's how I would look at it.
We got 42 people in the building, man. Please hit that like and subscribe button, man. Also share to all social media platforms, man. Go subscribe to everybody in the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
Subscribe to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. I am live on there right now.
Sure, you got the link. Go to the link in the chat. You can throw the link in the chat if you can. I'm gonna see if I can.
Go subscribe to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. We are live on there right now with the Man Cave. The Man-Cave podcast. You can't give your podcast a name, Man-Cave. Is it just the Man-Cave?
The Man-Cave podcast.
We'll
get to it and stuff like that.
We just in the Man-Cave right now. So go sub to the Man-Cave and go sub to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network and go sub to Unpopular Opinion Sports. That's me, NYG, Double Deuce. You know where to find me.
Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, Big Pass Sports Talk, G Nation Inside Sports, Wales to New Jersey, Miz in the Midday, Big Blue in the Bronx, a certified 3F with Joe. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just go in there and subscribe. I think all our channels will be in that Big Blue Crew Sports Network. But subscribe to that channel, Big Blue Sports Network, because we'll get all our stuff going to be in that on that network. So that'll be a central location for all our shows and things like that. If you want to watch, when you want to watch it, But like I said, so preview of this Jets, Giants preseason game 3. I don't know if the starter's going to play, but like I said, I'm thinking, like I said, with Daniel Jones, I want to see him play at least a series or 2 or the first quarter, something like that, just to get some more rust off and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Because he needs some more chemistry. There's no shot against Daniel Jones, like what people might say, but it's like, hey, he ain't been playing football like within 10 months, man. It's like, got to get more reps. Every reps count before the season starts, which will help, you know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing, But in this game, like I said, if the Jets don't play their starters and the Giants, decide not to play most of their starters and stuff like that, and then you'll get to see a lot of backups in there. And guys fighting for a spot, man. And one name that I was mentioning as far as like that CB2 is like Alex Johnson, the undrafted free agent out of he played a little bit better in that Texans game and stuff like that, getting opportunity and stuff like that. I know.
The undrafted free agent thing. Corner is just such a tough position. It's so tough because you can't be physical like you want to with these wide receivers anymore, and you have to be technical, and it is a tough position to learn, especially coming into the league. That's why with these young corners and everybody, people even think that like Deonte Banks has already become a shutdown corner. I don't think so. I think that kid still has a lot to learn too. I think there's going to be times where, he's going to, give up some plays. But the thing about Banks that will quantify him as a number one corner is his mentality. And he's not going to get down on himself, if he gives up a number one play. He's going to come back and keep fighting. So that's what you like about Banks. So I'm fine with Banks out there on the island. But the problem is that, you can't just feed off a young player like that. That type of young player at that type of position. You need some veteran leadership. And none of these guys are qualified. Like, let's keep it real, because you know what some Giants fans will do? They'll go out there and say, "Oh, well, NYG, we got Trey Herndon and we got McLeod. He's a vet, and we got get the fuck out of here." You know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro, we're not talking about that. We're talking about an established veteran, because guess what? You look up to your peers. If Cave,
right?
If you on a job and somebody telling you, "Hey, yo, go do it. Follow this guy right here."
Right.
And then you look at this guy's work, and then you do some history on him, and you like, this dude is a bum.
Right. I'm not following.
Why am I going to follow him?
Right.
You see the problem with that? That's why you need a Marshawn Lattimore or a people saying a Dory Jackson or somebody that's had some experience and that has done some things in the league that a young player can look up to and say, okay, well, damn, you had, 8 interceptions, 6 interceptions, you made the Pro Bowl, you did this. Okay, cool.
Right.
I can respect that. You looking at Nick McLeod like, bro.
He said you pick off the scrap. You pick off the scrap. You
got a couple tackles in your career? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I get you, man.
We're not doing that. That's the thing. That's the problem.
Like I said, man, as far as that, man, I think they're gonna come up with something, man. Because I know that position right there, if it keeps which guy, and I know they're looking at it, they gonna do something about it. And I'm not saying that that's why they did Deck's contract and open up some more cap space, but you just never know, man. Hey, and that's a premium position. Those are positions that Shane looks at. He looks at that cornerback position, the defensive line. Those are premium positions. Linebackers are premium positions. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think, if we're struggling at a premium position, he's going to find somebody or get that position filled. If it's not with somebody on the roster already, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we got guys on the team where the roster, the spot is open and nobody wants it. That's the sad part. Nobody wants it. It's like it's open. It's like Cordell Fly. That's not even his position, but he's been out. He's been out. And everybody's been having a shitload of opportunity to do something, and they're not doing nothing.
Nobody's stepping up.
And that can't be, man, because guess what? That's going to be the position that's going to be picked on. If it's going to be picked on, then I ain't going to allow our defensive players, the defensive line, to get up in there, because as soon as they call height, 1 or 2 seconds, they could just throw to that position right there. You know what I'm saying? And
you gotta be able to jam the guy at the line of scrimmage. That's what this is about. You got light corners. You know what I'm saying? I know Lou lurking somewhere, so I'm a pause. You know what I'm saying? You got corners that's light in the ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to me, when you're thinking about it, that's where you get those quick passes, those because what you want to do in those situations is press. Deontay Banks is a press man corner.
Right.
He can press you at the line of scrimmage and stop those short routes. Cordell Fly and Nick McLeod cannot do that.
No. And
that is our problem. If you want to break it down from a football standpoint. And,
and don't even bring up Darnay Holmes. No Darnay Holmes.
Hell nah.
Can't do that, man.
Nah.
But that's, like I said, that's one of the good things we're going to start. Like this third preseason game is a Saturday night game. It's going to be, a 7:30 game Saturday night against the Jets at MetLife Stadium. Like I said, it's going to be a game of the backups and things like that to see. Like I said, Daniel Jones may play. If he does play, I'll be happy with that. If he doesn't play, I won't be too mad. But it's like, he needs the rep, though. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he didn't miss last season, I'll be like, okay, but he missed 9-10 months. Is like, hey, let this guy play a little bit, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And that offensive line, like I said, and also in this game, going to see Evan Neal. Evan Neal should. I don't know if he's going to play. He should play. I think he is going to play.
Yeah, they've been saying on Twitter that he was out there, you know, and
The one-on-one. I know he's in the
yeah,
one-on-one.
yeah.
Yeah. He's up there. He's up there.
He did the cha-cha slide on a rep, and
Yeah. Right.
got his hands on the dude, Paul.
So yeah, like I said, he gonna see with him. Like I said, I know he don't miss a lot of time too. So that's another thing. He don't miss a lot of time. So he got to get some reps in there and stuff like that because he'll be coming off the bench and stuff like that in case something happens or something like that. But like I said, in the meantime, he could be developing in the background and stuff like that. With these other guys, like right, because these other guys, like I said, man, looking at Aluminum, man, Van Roten, them guys are putting up some fights. It ain't like they just letting guys get around them and stuff like that. And that's what you want to see. And I think, thing with Daniel Jones is he's not used to that. He's not used to an offensive lineman on the right side, like blocking for him. Andrew Thomas, yeah, on that side. But the other side is like when you get constant pressure from that side and also up in the interior, like the interior offensive line is like, you have that in the back of your mind, But now it's a little bit different. If the interior offensive line is going to be strong and the right tackle is going to be strong and the right side is going to be strong, that can only bode well for us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be looking at that, with the Jets. And don't get me wrong, even though the Jets gonna have backups in there, their second the defensive line, they got a lot of depth on that defensive line. So them guys are gonna be good too. The backups gonna be good too. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, those guys and stuff like that. So they're gonna be ready and stuff like that, man. And then also
I take that back. They should start Evan Neal. They absolutely should. Go out there and get some reps against Jermaine Johnson and some of these cats over there with the Jets. That you damn right. You sit Illuminor because he's gonna be your starting right tackle. I'll be goddamn. And you let Evan Neal go out there and get those starting reps, and let's see what he looks like.
Right. I'm with that, man. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? And Josh Azudu, like I said, he should be playing, but I don't want to see him at tackle anymore. I think he should just play guard. Just put him at guard. I just want to see him at guard. That's about it. No tackle no more.
I'm sick of Josh Azudu, bro.
You say and I don't think his boy ain't gonna make Marcus McKeithen ain't gonna make the team. So man,
you don't go to North Carolina to get old linemen, bro. You go to Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan. You go up to the
Wisconsin, right? Like this, right. You go get. You
don't go to the ACC. You go to the ACC to get basketball players and quarterbacks, like shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
You say Iowa.
You don't get fat man from the ACC. You get them from the fucking Big Ten in the SEC.
Right.
Those old linemen and D linemen. You know what we talking about.
Yeah, but like I said, this game, I know Runyon is going to be out this game because they're holding him out for that, for the first game of the season. So he'll be ready for the first game of the season and stuff like that. He'll be in there and stuff like that. So that's a good thing. Who else? Today, what's that? They waived Tyree Jackson, and then they signed they signed that cornerback. Was it another cornerback they just signed? I think so. They just did it today. Yesterday they did. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, they be trying to get through camp, like.
Right.
Like they signed so and so. I be like, they're just signing these guys to get through camp. That's all they're doing.
No names, and then
they're gonna get cut.
Right. Because the 53-man roster, they're gonna get cut, man. You know what I'm saying? And then this game, like I said, Theo Johnson, another thing. Theo Johnson, so want to see what he could do, against the Jets. And it's like, I hope he feasts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Tommy DeVito. Because I think if Daniel Jones don't start, I think would it be Drew Lock? I think it'll be Drew Lock or Tommy DeVito. They both gonna play a lot though. You know what I'm saying? It could be Tommy DeVito playing. So all the Tommy Mania fans, Tommy Cutler fans gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying? To see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? And see he could get Theo Johnson and these other guys unlocked and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? If you can move, you know what I'm saying? So that would be a good thing.
I want to see. I do want to see Drew Lock, and. If Drew Lock is healthy, and I don't think he will be, but if he's healthy, I want to see Drew Lock because what we haven't seen enough of is Drew Lock with these starters.
Right.
Everybody that's praying for Daniel Jones' downfall, Drew Lock is next man up. It ain't Tommy DeVito.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see what the backup quarterback looks like. I had confidence in Tyrod Taylor.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I wasn't worried about it. With Drew Lock?
It leads to be seen.
You feel good about it?
Well, like I said, with Drew Lock, like I said, that first game, who played was that it was the Lions, right? It was the Lions. Yeah, it was the Lions and stuff.
It was the Lions backup. So everybody want to talk about Daniel Jones and when he was throwing those passes, it was against the backups. The starters was I don't care.
Right.
Look, now Drew Lock performed 10 times worse against the Lions backups. So I want to see what Drew Lock looks like in this offense with these starters. Now, the starters aren't going to play, I don't think, so that's the negative. But if you can get Hyatt out there or a couple guys out there that need some reps, maybe they throw Slayton or maybe they give Neighbors a couple reps. I don't know. I want to see what Drew Lock looks like. You went out there and Daniel Jones throw the football. Do that to Drew Lock. Let him go out there and throw it around and see if he comes up with any interceptions or anything like that. Let's see what he looks like.
Yeah, and I also want to see Drew Lock because against the Lions, I mean, granted, it was a rain game. I didn't even know it was like a rain fest game, like the Cowboys game last year.
Yeah, they ran the ball a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I want to see, like I said, in dry weather, like I said, against the Jets, and also let's see how he look and stuff like that. Because if he, like I said, if anything, he remind me of kind of like Zach Wilson. So I just want to see how that's going, turn out and stuff like that. Because you look at Zach Wilson, he got beat. I know he was going to get beat out by Bo Nix and Denver. I already knew that. So. Yeah, but with Drew Lock, we want to see what Drew Lock could do and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So the fans could get a chance to look at him and see the decision making he makes. But like I said, and if he does good, like I said, I know they're gonna be like, well, see, he made good decisions. Like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's the backup for a reason, right? That's cool.
That's cool. Because guess what? I want Drew Lock to do good. Because if Drew Lock does good and Daniel Jones does get hurt, I think we have a competent quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you want to see people prey on downfalls one way or the other. If somebody is a Daniel Jones fan, they don't want Drew Lock to come in there and do good. If somebody is a anti Daniel Jones, they want Drew Lock to come in there and light it up so Daniel Jones can get benched. It's like I don't care.
But they already made this on Drew Lock too. They saw him in that first game too. They was pissed off about that too. I'm like, bro, it's just only one game, man. It's not even regular season. It's one game in the preseason. In preseason, things are gonna happen because, like I said, in preseason, a lot of things are scripted. Not, you know what I'm saying? It's not what you think. It's like they tell a quarterback, do what you like. I don't care what you like, do it anyway. Throw it. Still throw that ball. I don't care. Just go to that side. Don't look at the other side because we want to. You know what I'm saying? If that's what they want to run through and just see what they're going to do, you know what I'm saying? How it's going to come out, how it's going to work. But
and Tommy DeVito does not have the arm strength to really be a top
Big Pat, what's good, bro?
like that, a top-notch quarterback. Pat, what's good with you, man? Salute, bro. Appreciate you tapping in. I don't know if you want to drop the link, Cave. I don't know how long you plan on.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I have someone telling you. Yeah, I'll drop it in the thing.
But yeah, because
he already in that mode. He already,
because he on the Big Blue Crew network. Yeah, I knew.
What's good, bro?
What's going on, man?
Welcome to the show, Big Pat in the house for the first time on the Man-Cave podcast, man. Part of the Big Blue Crew Sports Network and all that stuff, man. Great having you on the show, Big Pat.
Good. Hey, so y'all was talking about the joint practice today.
Yeah.
Just one thing. I don't know if get my mic down here because we sounding weird. Shout out to NYG. He pointed out the cornerback 2 position before the draft. He was talking about that before the draft, and the reports came out they had faith in Cordell Flott, and basically NYG said that's bullshit, but I'll roll with it. Right. So now it's showing this ugly head that it could be bullshit. It is bullshit because there's no way you can have faith in McLeod and Cordell Flott out there, or based off what you've seen so far in preseason and these joint practices and things of such. Nick McLeod got baptized today by Wilson. Now I will say this: Wilson has done his fair share of baptizing in the league so far without a good quarterback. So imagine what he's doing out there with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good.
But you're not supposed to look that bad. You know what I'm saying? You can give up some stuff to Wilson because he's just that good of a player. But the way that he got abused today, to get benched in a joint practice is pretty bad.
Oh, he got benched after that?
Yeah, he got benched for Trey Hawkins.
Trey Hawkins.
And then Trey Hawkins did Trey Hawkins things when he got in there. So
too.
And looks like Nick McLeod has not taken advantage of the opportunity that he was given. And more than likely, we're probably going to roll with Cordell Flott at the number 2 cornerback position if we don't make a trade or, I don't know, some veteran gets released that's not supposed to get released and we sign them. Who knows? But what's you guys' radar level on this cornerback 2 position? Because I just got here, so I didn't hear what you guys were talking about.
I mean, we was talking about the same thing. Like as far as the quarterback 2 position, nobody's taking advantage of the opportunity, and I don't know if a quarterback 2 is on this roster right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't seem that way. So the only thing we're thinking about is a trade coming or cut down day next Tuesday, where out of 53-man roster, somebody gonna get released from a team that's probably got a lot of good corners, or you know what I'm saying. But you don't release a lot of good corners, but some team because of salary cap reason might have to release somebody, and we might pick them up. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be the sad thing is like these guys been on the team all this time, this season, training camp and all stuff, and they're gonna let somebody come over here and beat them out for a spot that was up for grabs that they had all the opportunity to take advantage of.
Yeah. I was saying too, Pat. I shout you out and saying that you have been saying about a possible trade, and my 2 targets would be PS2. That's on the high end. Because we know we're gonna have to, give up a decent amount for him and pay him a big contract. And the other one would be J.C. Horn, because I just think that Brian Dable's treating the Panthers like Walmart, and whatever he needs, he'll go to the Panthers and he'll get it for cheap. That's what you do with
bargain shopping.
Yeah. So, so that's kind of how I look at it. And I think the importance here is not just, solidifying that cornerback 2 spot, but also taking some pressure off your young corner in Deonte Banks. Deonte Banks is the leader of the group, bro, and he's only a second-year corner.
Yeah, that's the issue.
That's it.
That's the
crazy.
issue.
Wow, bro.
Right.
Even in the safeties, because Nubin's young. Belton is still, he's still kind of young. Pinnock, he's not really like that. The corners, we already talked about them, so it's really like Banks.
Right.
Can I give y'all an opinion on this? To be honest with you, if they don't trade for PS2, we need to go get a veteran cornerback, man. Because J.C. Horn is young. Even though he's a little older than Deonte Banks, he's still very young.
That's true.
I'm saying if you could go get Marshawn Lattimore from the Saints, go get him. He's 28. He's played in the league 6 years, I believe, 6 or 7 years. Yeah, I think it's 7 years. I think he came in the league pretty young. Go get Marshawn Lattimore. That's the dude that will bring some toughness to the secondary. That's the dude that will be able to hold people accountable. You know what I'm saying? PS2, he won't be the dude to hold people accountable, but by his play, he will have leadership on his team by his play.
Right.
Marshawn Lattimore, by his play and just by what he's seen and what he's been through in this league already, will help out this team tremendously. I think he changes the secondary from maybe being butt cheeks to at least above average, to at the very least above average, because he has that dog that Deonte Banks has, except he's an older dog, so he's been around the yard. You see what I'm saying? He's been around the yard. He's barked at a whole bunch of people. He's bitten a whole lot of people in this league. He's played against Evans consistently. Julio Jones consistently. He's played against our division and locked up Terry McLaurin, and he put him in jail when I looked at that film. He's a ball hawk as well. He just seems to get turnovers. He's one of those guys that just seems to get turnovers for some reason. And so he will be a good guy for Pinnock, who's developing into a pretty good safety. He's going to get paid. Now, if it's by us, I don't know, but he's going to get paid. He will help out Tyler Nubin, who's a dog as well. And so when you got a big dog on the yard, the other dogs are going to be like, okay, the big dog out there barking, I'm finna go out there and bark too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you could get somebody like a Marshawn Lattimore, I know his contract is kind of crazy towards the end of it. We can move some money around and, get that contract under control. I'm quite sure Joe Shane will come up with something to get that contract under. He got 4 years at the end of his contract, and then the Saints, when they signed him, backloaded his freaking contract. What I just looked at it, so his last 2 years are kind of bloated on his contract.
That's what the Saints do. But
yeah,
look, check it out, Pat. Like I was telling Cave earlier, we're not paying anybody in our secondary, bro. All of our money on defense is tied up in the defensive line. So by the time you pay Banks, who you have a 5th-year option on because he's a first-round pick.
Right. He got 4 years on Banks.
Right. So you can pay a player right now. That's why I'm cool with going out and trading for somebody. You can pay a cornerback. You just freed up money. Like, you can go and give a contract out. I'm okay with that if it's for a proven secondary player.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm totally fine with Marshawn Lattimore or even going out and getting PS2 if they could. But yeah,
PS2 is gonna cost you a pretty good penny though. PS2 is gonna be around $25 to $26 million a year.
I'm cool with it.
Probably even more.
Because guess what? Another point I made. All these dudes bitching about Daniel Jones. If the Giants decide to move off from Daniel Jones, that's more.
That's PS2's money right there. You know what I'm saying? That's PS2's money right there. And another player if you want to add in another player. If Daniel Jones doesn't pan out, which people are praying for, I don't understand it, but
right, you know how they go.
Get me a PS2 or Marshawn Lattimore if you go to the trade market, because I don't believe. The more I look at J.C. Horn, I mean, he'll be a better version of Cordell Flott. He wouldn't be embarrassment out there.
Yeah, it's bargain hunting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah,
and then his contract is coming up.
Yeah,
his contract is coming up because I believe his 5th year is next year. So if you trade for him, you have to give him his 5th-year option.
What about?
I just think. Go ahead.
What about the Browns on Newsome that he was talking about?
Yeah, Greg Newsome. He's another guy that's a dog. He just doesn't have that veteran leadership as much as Marshawn Lattimore, but he does bring some dog to the team, and he does bring some accountability to the team because he's a dude that talks. He will talk to his cornerback. So if he sees Deontay Banks messing up a little bit out there, he'd be like, yo, young fella, you better than that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's on the team that could tell Deontay Banks anything. And that's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem. If you're on the team where the dude's only been in the league 1 year and you can't tell him, and none of his peers in the defensive back room can tell him anything, you know what I'm saying? That's a problem. Unless he's somebody like a Deion Sanders or somebody like that, then okay, that's cool. But he's not a Deion Sanders. He's not a scrub, but he's not a Deion Sanders. He could be picked on as well. So we need veteran leadership in some spots. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look what it did for the offensive line, bro. Not to cut you off, bro, but we've been complaining about this offensive line for so many years. And just thinking about going back, it started last year, to be honest with you. When they brought in Justin Pugh, and he wasn't good.
The communication.
But the difference in the line play was significant, bro. Just from the presence of a veteran that knew what the fuck he was doing. Because you got rookie after rookie after rookie, or young player after young player after young player on that line. It's like the blind leading the blind, bro. Same thing in the secondary. You need people that know, even if they're not good. Everybody's like, he ain't no good. And this is part of the reason why I don't want Adoree Jackson back. Because Adoree Jackson can play football. He's not a leader. He's not a leader because he hasn't done it. He's been on his football team.
He's not a dude that could command the respect of a leader.
Right.
He's not that dude. He's another guy.
Exactly.
Right,
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. You know, so you want dudes like you said, Pat, that can command respect. Because guess what? If I'm looking at you to leadership, we comparing resumes now. Okay, what have you done compared to what have I done? And you looking at Cordell Flott and Nick McLeod and Trey Herndon and
who can Deontay Banks turn to? You can't turn to anybody.
Dude, I had better season than all y'all. Like kick rocks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't have that dude, not to cut you off, NYG, but we don't have that dude that Deontay Banks can turn to when he's struggling. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna have to figure that out by himself. And I don't think Deontay Banks is on the level of like a PS2. You know what I'm saying? PS2 comes from a pedigree. Patrick Surtain, his father, was a top corner in the league for years. So that's where he gets his mentality from. You know what I'm saying? But Deontay Banks, it's just him. No safety can tell him what. Tell him who's going to tell him.
I think that was a lot of the gloating Sauce Gardner was doing. I don't think it was so much. I think it was about him kind of like, hey, I'm the number one corner. This dude Banks ain't better than me. You know, it's one of those things, I think, like, because
and he got toasted twice. It was just 2 drop passes.
Right, neighbors pass.
And that's why I said what I said. You know, the Jets do Jet things. You know, they talk a bunch of shit, but they've been the one that hasn't won a playoff game since 2010. The Giants have been in the playoffs 3 times and won a Super Bowl since you guys even won a playoff game. So I don't even want to hear you trolling from Jets fans. But the point I was trying to make is Banks isn't, like you said, he's not at the, like, I think Giants fans are overrating him a little bit, just a little bit, because he's not. You can't just like, oh, we got Banks, we don't have to worry about it. We just need this corner. No, he needs something too, bro. He needs some leadership. You know, I respect and I talk about Jerome Henderson a lot, but Jerome Henderson can't supplement with, you know, how guys communicate out there on the field.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So that's where, you know, you need that veteran leadership at.
Right.
And just,
you know what I mean?
And just to speak on veteran leadership on the team, the only 2 positions on this team that we don't have the veteran leadership are the 2 positions where it's like, man, what are we going to do? And that's the secondary.
Safety and corners.
Safety and tight end. Because there's nobody that can really tell Theo Johnson that in that tight end room that you're screwing up.
And he's taking Bellinger's job. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's taking Bellinger's job because Bellinger, being a veteran, and he's only in his 3rd year.
I'm
you know what I'm
very
saying?
Disappointed in that dude, bro. He's not.
He can't tell Theo Johnson what's up. You know what I'm saying? At the running back position, Singletary can tell you what's up because he's been doing
his own spot, bro.
Right.
Like, he's not solidified. Yeah. So if you're not solidified, you can't speak on nobody else's position at all.
Yeah. Quarterback, we have leadership, whether you like Daniel Jones or not. He's a leader. Running back, we got Singletary that can tell those young guys, hey, step it up. You know what I'm saying? And he can go out there and lead by example. He's been in the league. He knows the system. Wide receiver, whether you like him or not, Darius Slayton can literally tell those guys, hey, look, we got to tighten up a little bit because he's been the number 1 receiver for the Giants for the past 5 years.
And I think they have said that. A couple guys mentioned that. Like, he's like, you know, a silent leader, and that's who he is.
And the offensive line, we got veterans all through that offensive line, which I said, hey, get me some old niggas on the offensive line until we can get this turned around. I said that.
And go check my file last year, yo.
Yeah,
like, we need some damn veterans.
Yeah, go check my file. I said only way we're gonna be able to turn this around is if we get some old niggas on this line for a year or 2,
right? And not
teach these young dudes behind them
Right.
And then maybe the young guys could come in and we can supplant them when they get old. And we got Van Rotten, we got Illuminor, we got Runyon, we got Stinney, we got Thomas. You know, so there's veteran leadership. So JMS is good. Just listen, and you'll be good. He's surrounded by veterans. That's what we need. And then he's going to turn
his
into
ass off too. Pause. Like,
yeah.
I was proud of that dude. I was like, okay.
So he's going to have that mentality because he got nothing but that mentality around him, and he's a natural leader as well. When you hear him speak, when he speaks as if he's a leader, which is a very good thing. The linebacker position, Bobby O gonna get those guys right. As long as you got some talent and you out there with Bobby O, you're gonna be pretty good with him out there. And the D line, you already know, you got Burns, you got Thibodeau, and Dex. And Chapman is just absorbing everything from those guys. And man, I think we're gonna have a dominant front four for a fact.
I'm telling you, don't sleep on Ben Whitley.
Oh yeah, Whitley. Whitley is playing too.
I'm telling you, he's gonna make this roster, bro. I think he's gonna make the roster.
You ain't got no choice but to put him on the roster. Who you gonna put in front of him? Tamon Fox, they already cut him. Who you gonna put in front of him? That rookie dude, Ogavale or whatever his name is.
Obi.
You know what I'm saying? But this secondary, I'm gonna make a video about it. I'll probably premiere it tomorrow before I go to work. The secondary needs help, man.
Yeah,
because
help wanted sign. Put this shit out there on
your
social. Help wanted secondary.
Help wanted.
And if we play those teams that can get the ball out quick, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a problem. I can see it. That's what could derail this defense this year. That secondary.
And those are the guys in our division. I mean, Dak Prescott. You know, he's a quick release guy. So you know you're gonna see that. I don't Jaden Daniels, I know they've been practicing on him getting the ball out quickly too over there with Washington. So you're right, Pat. It's matching up in your division, you know, and if you got these quarterbacks that, you know, can get these little cheap, you know, 4 or 5 yard passes and get you in third and shorts, you know, and then use their athletic quarterbacks, you know, to get first downs, particularly Washington and Philly. That's going to be a problem for you.
Yeah, the scary part about it is that these dudes are not there to make the tackles. You see what I'm saying? You could at least be there to make the tackle to stop the game from being 4 yards and then turn into 20 something because you're not there to even lay a finger on them. That's the issue.
Right.
That's the issue
talent,
I'm seeing.
Bro. It's talent, bro, because I know Jerome Henderson got, you know, Deontay Banks, right? I know he you know, what he did for Bradbury. I know what he did for guys like Fabian Moreau coming through here. You know, I like he can get you right. And it's to me it's just a talent issue, man. And you know, a lot of these dudes, they're athletic enough, man. It's just mental.
Right in the head.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It's a mentality thing.
Yeah.
Really and when you got a bunch of guys, I'm not saying they're mentally weak, but it could get in their head, oh, I got beat one time. Oh, man, this dude's going to continue to beat me. That could rub off on Deontay Banks.
Right.
Because he's young.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he could get down, too. Like, damn, we can't stop anything. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened today.
Right.
It was get beat on so much that, shoot, Deontay Banks started getting ripped apart a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a very dangerous thing. We're going to see. The defensive line can't get there in 0.3 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So it's
what's good, TP?
It's just a glaring issue. It's a glaring issue that we don't need to have. Because it's gonna get to the point where we're gonna have to average 28 points a game. You know what I'm saying? If this secondary continues to be like this, you can stop the run all day, but if you can't stop 3-yard passes from turning into first down, it's a problem.
Let me ask you though, Pat, schematically, you know, so when you're doing those short, you know, short slant, short you want to be physical at the line of scrimmage with the wide receivers? to knock them off their routes.
Yeah. If you have the confidence in them running man, which I think we're gonna have to do, because if you run that zone, it's on.
Yeah, they're
You
not
run
gonna
that
run
zone, it's
zone.
on. They just gonna drive down the field, death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah,
Because we don't have the people to hold up against those short, quick routes and things of such. So
and
we're gonna
that's
have
what
to
I'm
play
saying.
man.
So you playing man, you playing physical man, and you got guys that's not like a guy like Fly. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not one of those corners because he's too small. He's not one of those corners that's going to be physical with some of these wide receivers. You got to think about who we playing, bro. We playing A.J. Brown. We playing Devontae Smith. We playing C.D. Lambs, Terry McLaurin's. You know, you got Dotson over there. What's the other guy in Dallas? You know,
Yeah,
whoever
CeeDee
they
Lamb.
got.
We got CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, so
You got Cooks and Turpin and
yeah, so look, bro, you need to be physical. That's the only way our pass rush is gonna work like this. You got to be physical and knock these guys off their routes. Because if you can't cover them, you know what I'm saying. You have to allow our defensive line to get time to get some pressure. And that's my concern that these guys they're not even going to be able to do that. It's going to be like a swipe, and then they just going to burst, run open.
And the thing is, Banks is a physical corner that loves man-to-man coverage.
Banks can do it, absolutely.
Drew Phillips can do it.
Drew Phillips can do
The
it.
thing that could derail it is that cornerback 2 position, because if they continue to attack him, you're gonna have to start going off in zone. The best thing I think we can run is a cover 1. That's the best thing I think that we can run is like a cover 1. And have a guy shaded over to that cornerback 2 side.
That's a man. Yeah, that's man on the outsides.
And that's a dangerous defense to run. Because if anybody gets behind you, it's on.
That's man, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
One safety back, yeah. So
I was thinking about a 3 safety stuff to like kind of like the shade over
one
there.
Safety back scares the shit out of me though. I ain't gonna front.
and I think Newman can do it, so you might have to have Pinnock
Newman
at
can
the line
do
of
it, but is he
scrimmage.
ready? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? He's a rookie. You see what I'm saying? Everything that you run, there's a young guy right there. It's like, man, do we need to put the pressure on that guy? And we face some monster receivers in the very beginning of the year. Justin Jefferson week 1
and week out.
Yeah, McLaurin week 2. Week 3, Amari Cooper. Week 4, C.D. Lamb. I think week 5, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. You see what I'm saying? Like, it can get ugly out there if that secondary is not playing.
Yeah, we need a trade right
chill,
now,
man.
bro.
You scared me, man. You scared me.
Absolutely.
You scared? What's up, TP, man? Welcome up, TP.
You got it, TP.
What's the word? Yo, he just went down the list of names. I was getting a little scared a little bit, man. Listen. but it's true, man. We got our hands full for sure, man, and I think we all are in agreement, which is weird because the way this fan base has been acting, it's weird that we in agreement with this. But when it comes to this CB2 thing, I think we all in agreement that we could use some veteran presence for sure. You know, in due time, I think that we're gonna have some ballers. But right now, as far as going into this season, yeah, please, man, let's go ahead, let's cook something up, which I think we're gonna do. I mean, we go back to Hard Knocks and we hear what Joe Shane kind of said about the cornerback, you know, him jokingly saying that, you know, he'll play corner. And just paying attention to their mannerisms and how they work, I do feel like they're gonna make a move sooner or later, but it has to be done in my book.
Yeah, and they was gonna target a cornerback in that second round, man. They just missed them 2 guys, man. But they was gonna get one of them. If one of them was available, that's who was gonna be in our team, was Lassiter or Kool-Aid McKinstry, man.
But again, is what we talking about here? We talking about veteran cornerback leadership. Would
Facts.
another
don't
rookie
happen.
in the secondary would that have been the answer, so to speak?
I
I mean,
mean,
even
it
though
would be better than
you got,
McLeod and
even,
Flat.
but even
Word.
even though you got Nubin, what would you have rather had? Lassiter or Kool Aid or Nubin? That's what we gotta ask ourselves.
They wanted Lassiter.
But what would you have rather had?
Me
Yeah,
personally,
I'm not going.
Yeah, personally,
Newman.
Nubin.
But I mean, they was gonna go with a cornerback because you look.
Mhm.
Let's say with Lassiter and stuff like that. It's like look how Neighbors, you know what I'm saying, with the talent level he has, he changes that room. You know what I'm saying. And not to say Lassiter would change the room, but it's like Lassiter, Kool-Aid, McKinstry, just like Tyler Nubin changed the safety room. You know what I'm saying. That's a young safety. You know what I'm saying. They'll be happy. They would have been happy with that too. With Lassiter or Kool-Aid McKinstry.
I mean, yeah, we can say that, but again, we got to understand that. Look, they took Tyler Nubin,
Yeah.
and we still talking about the secondary because we're worried about the cornerback 2 position. So if you don't take Tyler Nubin, are you okay with Dane Belton going in there as the safety?
I
Right.
think they would have signed a veteran safety. I think we would have had somebody like Justin Simmons.
They would have signed
Now,
Simmons.
if you tell me we could have had Justin Simmons and Lassiter, I'd take that all
That's
day.
different. Yeah. Now
You know what I'm saying?
now you talking
That's what I'm
different,
talking
Pat. Yeah. If you talking about Justin Simmons, now I have to rethink this whole scenario I was going through.
Yeah, you got Justin Simmons, Pinnock, Lassiter, and Banks.
Yeah, bro.
But say for shits and giggles, Justin Simmons wasn't available, and you just had to roll in there like we are, with who you have on your roster, which would have been Dane Belton. Are you guys okay with that?
Actually, it would be a little bit better because I know Lassiter wouldn't be getting killed like that. You know what I'm saying? Lassiter would give up some plays, but it wouldn't be like this. And I believe the safety position is not going to kill your secondary if your safeties aren't the best because you can make it to where your safeties are just playing over the top and not being in man coverage or anything like that.
That's fair.
So, and then if it was like that, they probably would have signed a veteran nickel corner because they probably would have went a different direction in the third round and not take Drew Phillips.
Right. That's what I was
And
thinking.
you saw the Lions, they doubled up on that, man. You know what I'm saying? The cornerback with Rakestraw and Terrion Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where they was weak at last year, and they try to shore that up.
Basically, we're a year away with our secondary.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a good veteran,
I think Campbell said it right though, Pat. Not to cut you, I think where we are where the Lions were last year.
Yep.
That's exactly what we are, and I think that's exactly what we will end up. We'll end up in the playoffs around a 10-11 win team.
Yeah, and if the offense can play very good this year, it would mask that secondary as best as it can. You see what I'm saying? Now the Lions were fortunate to be in the division where they were playing the Bears and the Vikings last year.
Packers, yeah.
The Packers didn't turn it on until the end of the last year.
Bad quarterback play, and I've been tracking this shit for the Giants for years, but it's going to be even more relevant this year, especially with our defensive line. When we go up against not just quarterbacks that are like mediocre, but teams that don't have like the best offensive line, and teams that are a little bit easier to scheme against. So you're going up against the Vikings in game one.
line.
Yeah, I mean that can help us in those very beginning games. I know where you're getting to. You got Sam Darnold and the Vikings O line is not trash, but it's not that great. The Commanders offensive line is not that great, and they got a rookie in Jaden Daniels. Third week, you got Deshaun Watson, who I think is a shell of himself, but their offensive line is pretty good, and they get that run game going. They could be a problem, and their defense is a problem. Week 4, you got the Cowboys. Week 5, you got the Bengals. You got Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow. That could be a very issue. As much as you make fun of Dak Prescott, he can carve up a weak secondary.
That's
Joe
a good
Burrow could
quarterback.
carve up a weak
I hate to
secondary.
admit it, but he's a decent quarterback. He's not a scrub. I troll him, but yeah, he can get he can definitely complete some
You give him
passes.
the opportunity, he would take advantage of it. That's what I'll say. Now, when the pressure is all or nothing, then yeah.
Yeah, that's a different story. Clutch Dak is ass.
Right. And what I was telling NYG is like when we play those teams with a bad offensive line, they probably gonna most likely gonna max protect. And then when you max protect, then that's less playmakers on the field because then you got to bring extra people to help block. You know what I'm saying? And
So
then when you
there's less receivers on the field. You know what I'm
right,
saying? If our front four can make you bring people in to block them, that will help out this secondary tremendously. Actually, that would be a huge plus because now if you got to block our 4 with 6 and we
right,
got 7 in coverage against your 3 or 4, that helps us out tremendously because now we can start bracketing people.
That goes to the offensive line. That's what I was saying. It's going to be based on matchups. When we go up against an offensive line that's really weak, we're going to eat. Now, when we go up against an offensive line that's like Pat was saying with the Cowboys, we'll see how their offensive line is this year, but it has been pretty good in the past. That can give you some issues because you have a good offensive line with a quarterback that's smart that can get the ball out quick. That's where you're gonna have problems. That's why Aaron Rodgers is able to eat. That's why C.J. Stroud is able to eat because they're quarterbacks that are smart and that can get the ball out quick releases, accurate quarterbacks. They understand the game. Look, people make fun of us and talk about us like we don't understand quarterback play, bro. We understand this shit, bro. We know who can do what and who can't do what. So yeah, those quarterbacks are gonna give the Giants problems.
Yeah,
but these rookies that we playing and these Sam Darnolds and we're gonna kill them. I'm telling you.
Well, I mean, I have to see with the Cowboys line because the Cowboys line ain't the same like the way they used to be. They're going through some flux changing and stuff like that. So I'm gonna look at like the Eagles because I don't think we play the Lions because the Lions got the best line. So
no, we don't.
You know what I'm saying? So with the Eagles line is one of the better lines and
Our
stuff
problem
like
is
that.
going to be the AFC North because you got the Steelers, Bengals, like all those teams got pretty decent offensive lines and pretty good defenses. Those are going to be our toughest tests. NFC East, I think we split. I think we can at worst split because I think we have closed the gap with the Philly for sure. Dallas, we'll see. Depending on how their offensive line looks. Washington is Washington. We already know what it is. You know what I mean? And then the other division we play, the NFC South.
NFC South. And the Falcons just improved. They improved their defensive side. You know what I'm saying? With
Falcons
Justin.
will be a problem. Saints, Bucks, Panthers. I think we can.
I don't know if we play all of them though. I don't know if we play all of them though.
We do.
We do play all of them.
Yeah. We
play okay. Because I know sometimes we play like half the division or something like that.
Nah.
It's on the NFC South. Yeah, that's Derek Carr, the Panthers with
yeah. Oh yeah.
We're at worst we're losing. We're split.
Right.
We sweep.
Yeah, we always have problems with Seattle. No, Seattle ain't over there. I'm sorry.
No, the Saints. That's the team I'm talking about.
Yeah, the Saints, Drew. I mean, Derek Carr, the Falcons with Kirk Cousins, the Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield, and damn, who else is over there? And the Panthers with Bryce Young. I think we can sweep them dudes.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
the Saints game
is the biggest test to me.
Yeah, it might be the Falcons because their offensive line is pretty doggone good.
The Falcons is good, but it's just something about the Saints where I don't know, man.
Yeah, we always struggle against the Saints too.
Problems,
especially when we go to New Orleans.
Yes, and I think we go there this year, so that's why I say.
I know we could get the Buccaneers.
Yeah, we can get the Bucks.
And I know we could get the Panthers, and I know we can get the Falcons. Even though that might be a tough test, but if Brian Burns and them can get that go against their offensive line and have a good game, we beat them.
They might have Michael Penix in there by that time, bro.
Right, they will because that's like the Christmas. That's December. That's December 22nd. That's at the end of the season when we play the Falcons. They come here. The Giants come here in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, they come here. Yeah, we winning. They never do good on the road.
No. The Giants are coming here
Oh,
too.
they're going to Atlanta.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna
Yeah, I'm
be. They're
thinking
gonna
you
be
in New
playing in the.
York. You said coming here. I was like,
Oh no,
okay.
I'm down in the A.
I forgot. My bad, bro.
Yeah, so they're gonna be playing in the dome.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
But yeah,
we'll
Penix
see.
should be playing by. He should be playing by then and stuff like that. And and they got one of the better offensive lines in football. You know what I'm saying? Them guys all got paid now and stuff like that. So that's a good test for us against their line and stuff like that.
If we could go in the NFC South and get 3 of those games, and go in the AFC North and get 2 of those games, I think we'll have a pretty good season if we can at least be 500 in our division.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about 11, 12 games. I think you high on that.
For the Falcons to win 11 to 12.
Yeah, I think you high on that. It's too much competition in the NFC. People sleeping on the NFC. You got the Packers. You got the Lions, as we talked about. I think we're gonna be better. I think the Commanders are gonna be better. I think the Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals actually are gonna be a little bit better this year. So, take it for what it's worth. But I know they got the hype. They're always the high flying Falcons, But
rise
again, we'll see. I think they'll be good. 10, 11 games, maybe a little rich for me. I'd probably put the over under around 9 if I had to put it.
Yeah, so. I think they get about 8, 9 wins this year.
Yeah, they got better on their defensive side. Like I said,
they'll definitely be good, though. Yeah, they'll be better. I ain't gonna front.
So this preview, like I said, this Jets game against I expect it to be a close game, like I said, because they ain't gonna be playing the starters most likely in this game and stuff like that. We just looking to see what guys are trying to make the roster, what they're gonna look like. We want to try to see the offensive line, how they look. You know what I'm saying? The backup offensive line. On the defensive side, Elijah Chapman, like I said, to me, he solidified his spot on the team. You know what I'm saying? Bentley too, solidified stuff. The first I'm going to be looking at is Azeez Ojulari. See how he plays in this game. Like, Azeez, what you want to do, bro?
Yeah, if Azeez starts this game and he doesn't show anything, bro, I'm gonna be kind of disappointed.
I'm getting close to putting him in Evan Neal category, bro.
He's
for
real.
I'm really getting real sick of this dude right here. That shit Saturday pissed me the fuck off, bro. I felt like Coach out there. I'm like, this motherfucker ain't hustling. He ain't fucking. What in the fuck is he doing out there? Like, excuse my language, but that's how I felt. I felt like Coach Ed, bro. Like, yeah, I was pissed off with that performance from him.
Yeah, like I said, you was a starter before. You playing against backups. It's like you gotta be taken to these backups. I gotta see.
Right, you should be smoking these dudes, bro. Like, man.
I mean, I seen more out of Elijah Chapman than I seen out of this dude in the year.
Way more, bro, and that's embarrassing. Yo. You know what I'm saying? An undrafted free agent, and you've been here for fucking 4 years. Golly, man, I don't know what's wrong with Azeez. Maybe he need to go over to Arizona with his brother. Trade his ass over there. I don't know.
Hey, you can trade him or whatever and stuff like that. It's all good, man. And he's healthy this season, so like I said, it ain't no excuse, man. It's like
I think we need him, to be honest with you. But if it gets to the point to where he just is dogging it every game, get his ass out of here. I'm sorry.
Hoping he turned out to be what's that? O'Shane Jimenez. Whatever.
And that's not who he should be. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't have to be talking about him in that aspect. Azeez Ojulari should be out there, as a top edge rusher on this team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if he ain't the top, he should be one of the top. He has the skill set to do it. I hate his run defense, but if you put him in there on third and long, I think he can get to the quarterback. But bro, you gotta have the mindset to do it. You can't be over here moping because we got Brian Burns and you can't.
That's what I think is going on.
Well, that's part of the reason.
Honestly.
Burns because you ain't showed nothing last year. That's why we got Brian Burns. That's your fault.
Right, exactly. That's your fault, homie.
And that's what I was saying with Joe Shane. He's showing that, like, hey, man, they ain't going to keep telling these guys, same thing with Evan Neal. He got Jermaine Illuminor. If you ain't going to show up, they're going to get somebody to take your position, bro. It's like, yo, we're going to give you a year or whatever. If you ain't showing no progress.
That's another thing that I said this team needed to do. Start bringing in people at people's positions when you're counting on them, but they're not showing up. You can't just be like, well, we invested in this guy. Hopefully he gets it together. No, start bringing some people at his position that are hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna have no choice but to do that, bro.
But that's what you need, because like at the end of the day, these guys' jobs on the line too. Not to say like Shane and Dable was like they on a hot seat, but it's like, hey, these guys got to show like they, say the culture is changing. They got to get guys in here who really wants to play and help this team, get to that, get out that funk that we've been in for like the last decade. Saying? We got to change that narrative. You know what I'm saying? You have to have guys that's going to really play to their strengths and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Aziz, you're a second round pick, bro. I mean, you acting like you a fifth round pick or something, bro. You're a second round pick. You know what I'm saying? Evan Neal, you're a top 7 pick, bro. It's like, yo, you got to get this stuff together, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your stuff together, bro. If not, hey, you ain't gonna make that money. It's all about making money. You got to get.
Let me ask my brother Pat a question real quick, Cave.
Yeah.
I know you about to wrap up, but Pat, how you think Evan Neal looked out there today?
He looked better than he has been. It's not like he was a world beater out there, but he did look a little bit better than what he has been going against the twos. So I do want to see him play a whole lot in this preseason game coming up to see where his head is at as well, because he could be down on himself as well because they brought in Illuminor and he got his spot took. You know what I'm saying? So if he goes out there and he shows that he's worthy of being a swing tackle this year, and maybe we could get him back to the right tackle next year, move Illuminor inside when Van Rotten maybe leaves. That would be the best case scenario. You know what I'm saying? Or he shows that he's blocking well and they have faith in him and putting him at the guard position. And then we can have Illuminor and Evan Neal at right guard or right tackle if Van Rotten leaves. But for him to be the number 7 overall pick, we have to get him in the starting lineup somehow, some way, to even validate taking him at number 7 overall. If he can't win a job next year, you got to trade him or cut him, because you're not going to give him his 5th round option. So maybe trade him. Yeah, maybe trade him to a team that wants to develop an offensive lineman. Because if he doesn't develop this year, he's not going to develop with the New York Giants. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
And you might be in those situations where you just need a change of scenery.
And I just think, what you think gonna get for him at that point? Like what, a 5th, 6th round pick? Because I mean, even though he's a
maybe a fourth because he was such a high draft pick. Maybe you could swing it for a 4th. I know Joe Shane is pretty crafty, so you probably had to swing it for a 4th. And it'd be a miracle if you could get a 3rd.
That'd be like a needy team that's like going through offensive linemen, like decimated with injuries.
Yeah, decimated with injuries or something like that. And
yeah,
they'd be like, hey, this guy could come in and he could give us some very good tackle play or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's just I just hate that he could turn out to be that high of a pick and not turn out. That hurts the organization. No matter who the organization is, it's not going to kill the organization, but it does hurt.
But Shane will get, bashed for this for years and years to come because it's the New York media. But again, I'm going to stand by this general manager, man. I think he's done an excellent job, and trust me, I am not one to praise management. I have bashed John Mara, Brian Dable, Jerry Reese, Dave Gettleman. So I feel a different vibe with Joe Shane. I think he's crafty. I think he's making the right friends in the league, and I think he's going to put the ingredients here for this team to succeed. Now, we just got to see if Brian Dable's the right coach. I do have my reservations about Dable, especially if he comes into this year with this team trying to throw the football all over the yard. Like, bro, run the fucking football, bro. We're not in the AFC.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to run the football. You know what I'm saying?
We have to. I know we have to.
One thing, though, guys, is a word I want to preach is patience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? With this new regime, they're coming into a situation where since 2016, we've been one of the worst teams in the league for, 5 years, though? 6 years before they got here. You know what I'm saying? When they got here in 2022. And we made the playoffs the very first year. Whether you want to call it a fluke or not, we made the playoffs the very first year. And the second year, we were derailed by injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So that hurt you from building off what that year was. You see what I'm saying? Like, all your key players got injured. Neal got injured. Thomas got injured. Jones got injured. Barkley got injured. You know what I'm saying? All your main people got injured. Even Dex was playing with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of derailed the momentum that you had from that very first year. And it kind of derailed them. And then this fan base is so damn raggedy, bro. They ain't even fickle. They're just raggedy.
I hate the Giants.
Your team comes off a playoff victory the year before. And the very next year, they won 6 games with a multitude of injuries to all your top players, and they still won 6 games. And believe it or not, they were 3 plays from winning 9 games that year. And you act like the playoffs never happened.
That's what I'm about to say. They downplay the playoffs. This guy won a playoff game. He had one of the best stats in the playoff in the history and stuff like that. But they want to diminish it and say, "Oh, that's
but if that was Justin Herbert, bro, that shit would never stop being talked about. Oh my God! If he broke them records, holy smokes, man!"
He went to the playoffs the very first year and couldn't hold a 25-point lead.
He got cooked.
To another dude that threw 4 interceptions and a half in his very first playoff game. And both them dudes got $255 million contracts. And nobody bats an eye.
Nope.
They deserve it. They deserve it. And guess what? The other quarterback, those 2 dudes, Justin Herbert didn't even make the playoffs, and neither did Trevor Lawrence make the playoffs the next year after that. Yeah, and they got paid off of it.
Got paid.
Right. And then
you know what I'm saying?
And Jordan Love just got paid and stuff like that. Jordan Love
and he had 1 year.
1 season.
Right.
Even though I think Jordan Love is going to be cold.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, he's a good quarterback. They did him right. They let him develop.
Right. But remember when he came in that one time for Aaron Rodgers and he looked so bad and people was like questioning him, like, should he be in the NFL? I was like, you know, I'm like, God.
And guess where he went? He went back to the bench to fucking learn.
Right.
Yeah. And guess what? The next season he came out smoking. And that's the shit that they don't give these quarterbacks enough time to do.
That man had 4 years to learn.
They're gonna do this shit with Drake May. Me and Pat have said if you
know,
put Drake May in there, this is going to be bad for this dude, bro. And I feel bad for him because I'm a North Carolina fan. Despite what I think about Drake May, they gonna fuck this dude's career up.
Because that Patriots team is not put together enough to have a rookie quarterback in there. Bro.
People talking about the Giants roster. Look at the Patriots roster. Go look at my video. I previewed that shit, bro. Go look at their roster, bro.
That's why the Patriots try to make trades. They try to get Brandon Ayuk and all these other, but they don't want to go there. You know.
Yeah, they try to get Brandon Ayuk for Drake May. Brandon Ayuk was like, "No, I'm not going over there. I'm not going over there." He turned down the $32 million a year contract from the Patriots because he didn't want to go over there.
Right.
He know what's up.
Yeah.
That dude wants to win. And wants money.
Right.
But he's not going to sacrifice his wins for the money because, shoot, that money is only going to be there for a year or two. You go over to a team where you can't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean.
You know how you make it after football is with legacy. You know?
Yep.
And even guys like, you know, Victor Cruz, David, like even guys that didn't have like the most outstanding careers, you have a moment or something in a championship game, or you know, you do something, you have a great playoff run or something like that, you're gonna be remembered. You're gonna get those accolades because you know what ESPN likes? They like to say, "Oh, we got a Hall of Fame coach or a Hall of Fame player." You know why? Because they don't know shit. So when they say they have a Hall of Fame player or coach, it gives them credibility. You know what I'm saying? So they like when you have those accolades and shit like that. So that helps out the media, bro. You can't help out the media if you're David Sills and you never fucking you barely making NFL rosters. So
if you want Jordan Beck here, you got a problem.
You know who that is.
That dude, the quarterback from Georgia. You want Jordan Beck here, you got a problem.
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck. You got a problem. Give me Drew Aller or Cam Ward or Sanders. Carson Beck, I'm
gonna say this. There's gonna be another quarterback by the time the year's over. There's gonna be another quarterback that's gonna emerge. That's
it's gonna be two of them.
Saying that, yeah.
Everybody was saying, "Oh, next year's quarterbacks are gonna be so terrible. You got to get one." Now all of a sudden, you talk about 4 or 5 already before the college football season even starts.
I hope I got them tweets bookmarked, bro.
I know you do, man.
Me and NYG kept telling him, dude, there's quarterbacks that's gonna come up. If you want Carson Beck, you got a problem. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Because Carson Beck is like DeVito almost.
He's not good, bro. Even Georgia fans know it.
Because if Carson Beck was like that, Georgia will win the championship every damn year, bro.
But I mean, they have the roster. They have the roster to win. I mean, you just put a quarterback.
Look at the roster they surrounded him with.
They have the roster to win it. You know what I'm saying? Just like how Alabama was 3-4 years ago. They got the roster. The quarterback just got to engineer them to the win, and that's it. I mean, they got the roster.
Man, listen, man. Okay. He ain't going to have a Brock Bowers when he gets to the NFL if he's the number 1 pick. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, just like Stetson Bennett. How's Stetson Bennett looking right now?
Oh, my God. Just like how Carson Beck is going to look. It's the same dude. It's the exact same dude.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand how Georgia hides their quarterbacks, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
you can when you got a fucking dominant defense like
you
that.
had Jake Fromm balling over there with Georgia.
Jacob Eason, right?
Yeah, Jacob Eason was over there. Where are all these Georgia quarterbacks?
Yeah, Green.
And you want Carson Beck? That's how I know you dudes. You dudes just.
That's what the media is saying.
Lord.
That's what the media.
Yeah, that's what the media tells you. Oh, Carson Beck gonna be the number 1 pick. Okay. Go ahead, take Carson Beck number 1. I guarantee whoever that GM is won't be the GM in 2 years.
He did Carson Beck.
Sanders. Before I do any quarterback film review, give me Shedeur Sanders because I already looked at his film.
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders would be amazing in this offense.
Give me Sanders, and if it can't be Sanders, I'm going to trust what you say, Pat, and let's go with Cam Ward.
Cam Ward going to be playing at Miami this year for the Canes, the U. So should be ready to rock and roll. But we're about to wrap it up, fellas, man. Any last words y'all want to say, man, before we wrap this up?
Yeah, you want Carson Beck. Something wrong with you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Go subscribe to all these to Big Blue Crew Sports Network, man. We put the link in the chat already.
Yeah, we are live on the network right now.
Live on the network.
Y'all hit that like button, man. You know what I'm saying?
Like and subscribe button to all these content creators on here. Big Pass Sports Talk, Unpopular Opinion Sports, Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, G Nation Inside Sports, Miz in the Midday, Certified 3F with Jeff. Also, Zion Bennett, classified 3F. My bad. Classified 3F.
With Joe, not Jeff.
With Joe. Zion Zenith is in the chat, man. Thanks for stopping through, tapping in.
Zion, appreciate you, bro.
Zion, Coach. I know Coach been having a busy day already, Coach. What's up, Coach? Peace and blessings, man. Like I said, please go subscribe to everybody's channel on here and stuff like that. It's all in the link on the Big Blue Sports Network, right?
And I'll tell you one last thing. That's what you be telling Joe Shane and Brian Dabo if they draft Carson Beck. Peace and blessings.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'll tell you that right now. The best thing about Carson Beck is his decision making, and it's not hard to throw to Brock Bowers when he's wide ass fucking open.
Peace and blessings.
Hey, well, he has
exactly what they'll be telling you. That's exactly what they'll be telling you. Peace and blessings.
He got a new set of receivers to be thrown to this year. So you'll get to see Carson Beck. You know what I'm saying? Georgia is like what they rank like top 2 or 3, whatever it is.
Yeah, they're gonna be ranked top 2 or 3 as long as that damn coach is there. They good.
Oh yeah, and that's one thing. And I'm gonna say like this: we want more offensive linemen. We need to start picking more from Georgia. Georgia, I mean, Andrew Thomas was great for us, man. And Georgia, they produce a lot of good offensive linemen too.
That's a fact.
Just like how they,
what's that team from
Iowa,
Wisconsin,
Nebraska.
Big Ten, basically the Big Ten.
Yeah, go to the
you
Big
get
Ten.
you some offensive linemen from the Big Ten. They're going to develop it within 2 years, and you're going to have you a decent offensive lineman. Big Ten ain't failed you yet.
You're right.
That's
Keep
where
going to
everybody
the goddamn ACC. You fucking up.
Man, I'm telling you.
The fuck out of here.
Do not go to the SEC for linemen unless you're getting one from Tennessee or Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Florida's going to get you hurt.
The ACC for your football players. Stop going to Carolina to get. And look, I love Carolina, bro.
If you're not getting a running back,
basketball, you not. Yeah, Carolina running back, absolutely A1. Wide receiver A1. But other than that, bro, stay away from Carolina. Stay away from Duke, man. Stay away from these ACC teams for your fucking football players, man.
That's a fact, bro. Because I can't think of them ACC. Man, who's great for the ACC, man? Your skill positions, SEC all day. Skill positions all day. But you getting offensive linemen from the SEC, if you ain't getting them from Georgia or Tennessee, peace and blessings.
Mm-hmm.
Peace and blessings.
Yeah, watch out for Holland Pierce and stuff like that.
Coach want to come on for 1 second.
Yeah, we're gonna get him out there. You got the link? Let me see.
You can just put it in the chat real quick.
Him the link,
I'll send him the link.
Send him the link on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm about to send it right
in the chat. They'll come on and derail your show for another hour.
Shoot, I gotta create my damn show in a second. God.
I know that's what he's like.
Don't stop working around this.
He say never stop, right?
Facts, bro. I got you. I just got off work too, and
me too.
Cave stream.
Coach, I just sent it to you, Coach, so you should have it. But yeah, man, it's like they already talking about quarterbacks already. It's like, bro, we just gotta let the season play out. Let's let the season play out first, man. Let's see what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah, you ain't even went to week 1 yet. We gonna draft the quarterback number 1 overall, man. So why even watch the season?
And I guarantee
you ain't played 1 snap in the regular season. Good Lord.
And I bet you the Carson Beck hype is gonna slow down by the end of the season and also like at the combine.
Yeah, because he don't show what he really is.
What's good, Coach?
Yo, what's up, man? Just finished doing my show, and here I am jumping on with y'all, and y'all said it best. I'm gonna keep working. So
we definitely appreciate you, man. Much love and respect, and peace and blessings. And Pat want to talk to you about that peace and blessings, man. When it comes to the Georgia quarterback, man. So
Carson Beck
and hash it out, bro.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna sit here and say. I mean, I've heard mixed reviews about him, so I haven't sat down and really dissected his game. But he was never officially, on my radar until a few people started talking about him. I always looked at him like, what's his name? Who was there? What, last year, the year before last?
Preston Bennett.
Yeah, I always thought of him in that mold. I mean, Jake Fromm. I mean, think about it. These are the quarterbacks that come from Georgia. So it's like, I mean, the only one who was anything good was Justin Fields, but he left to go to the old state. So,
and guess what? Ohio State, same thing with their quarterbacks. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. So, I'm just like,
Matthew Stafford was like their last good quarterback from Georgia.
That's the last time, and that's when Georgia wasn't Georgia. They didn't base everything off the tight end and the run. You see what I'm saying?
Can y'all do me a favor? Because I'm not like real familiar with all the schools. Like I know Joe Burrow went to LSU. Pat Mahomes.
Joe
he
Burrow went to Ohio State.
Yep, and couldn't beat out.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. He went to Ohio State.
He started at Ohio State and
He was
transferred.
like the fourth quarterback over there. Then he
Mhm.
transferred.
Okay, I know he was drafted out of LSU, so yeah, y'all got me on that. But
no, it was a joke because we were talking about the Ohio State quarterback. So Ohio State fans are like, "No, Joe Burrow's from us. He's with us."
Joe
So.
Burrow was the fourth guy over there because they don't know how to develop
so
quarterbacks.
Herbert's from Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Mahomes go?
Texas
Was
Tech.
it Texas Tech? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech, so that's SEC.
I think he even played baseball there, if I'm not mistaken.
Like Big 12.
Lamar is actually from the ACC because he went to
Louisville.
So, and then you got
Josh Allen.
He's from
Wyoming.
Yeah, that's out the water. So, I mean, yeah, it's
yeah.
Hurts is from the SEC.
Right.
No, they'll do the same thing like you did with Joe Burrow. He's from the Big 12 because he went to Oklahoma.
He only had one season.
I know.
Jalen Hurts is a product of his environments. That dude has had nothing but flip mode squads around him his whole career. The 1 year he'd have a flip mode squad around him is the first year the Eagles went to the playoffs, and that's because their run game was just killing everybody that year. It wasn't because of him.
Man, everybody forgot, man. His career was almost over until he went to Oklahoma.
Facts. He got replaced by Tua.
And his career was over.
Tua's from where?
Alabama. And has had a flip mode squad around him his whole career, except for the 1 to 2 years that he didn't. And Brian Flores wanted his ass out of there.
They talking about that too now.
So the only quarterbacks from the ACC really is Lamar Jackson.
And that's just because he's a special athlete.
Right.
And basically Daniel Jones.
Don't forget about Drake May.
And Drake May.
Recently, yeah. Because Trubisky is still around, but he's...
I forgot about him.
He's washed.
Every North Carolina quarterback that's been talked about, Sam Bowell.
So damn, yeah, my point is actually valid. Yeah, my point is very valid.
Drake May, TJ Yates. Like, come on, man. Like, you gotta know the history of these places, man. It's like
facts.
But I'll always say the same thing. All those quarterbacks from North Carolina, it's a product of Mac Brown. And if you go to Mac Brown, you can play in his system is not conducive for developing quarterbacks. You know, look what happened to what's his name? Vince Young. Vince Young was all everything, but he got to the NFL and they found out real quick. He's not what you think he is.
He's mentally unstable over there. He's mentally unstable. He got into it
unstable because he didn't have to do anything mentally there.
He got Jeff Fisher over there, that coach. Jeff Fisher wasn't playing.
God, it was terrible. Man. Oof.
Yeah, man, but like quarterbacks, you gotta get quarterback from different schools. It's not gonna be like some like some school gonna be like quarterback you all the time, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got Trevor Lawrence from the ACC too in Clemson.
Right.
And guess what? He's not the greatest either. Cheeks. I don't care what his contract tells you. He's not the greatest either.
He's cheeks, bro.
I think he's just like DJ.
For real. I think
with a better supporting cast.
Bro, and this is why I love calling the football games Sunday morning, man. Y'all tune in this year, man. It's gonna be a fun year with me and Big Pat Sports Talk.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully we can get some other Big Blue crew members to wake up with NYG Double Deuce and call the game Sunday, man. We watch these dudes play we sit there and watch the games like we was calling a Giants game, bro. And Trevor Lawrence, he's not a good quarterback, bro. He's decent. He's average. He's not what people saying he is, like some type of franchise quarterback. That's not who he is. And he shouldn't have got that contract because if you don't think Daniel Jones should have got that contract, he shouldn't have got that contract.
Yeah, that's similar stats. And Trevor Lawrence had way more people around him. And they both got one playoff win.
Facts.
So we forgot about Deshaun too. Deshaun Watson, Clemson.
Yeah.
Yeah, before he started getting those massages, he was all right.
Right. He say he went to the same one that Robert Kraft went to.
Look, man, it just baffles me about that BS, man. Because dudes go to massage parlors. Come on, man. And these chicks know they just knew who he was. And he probably didn't give them no real money, and that's why they blasted it. Yeah, exactly. But if he really blessed them, these chicks would be quiet. Sorry,
That's why
will be quiet, and because they understand where their bread is getting butter.
That's why I went to civil court and never went to Supreme Court and went to civil court. That means it's money. It's about money.
Right. They got their little money.
Yeah, Jersey Jet, you're right. I broke it down a little bit, so I mean, even though yesterday's news was it was a little bit disheartening, but it is what it is. Monterey's out for the year, blew out his ACL.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And he was geared for a good year, and it was going to help his draft stock. If he came out this past year, he probably would have been a 6 or 7 round draft pick. He can play off ball. He can come off the edge. He's about 6'2", 6'3". He's up to about 250. So, but I mean, built like a tank is just, and this is actually his second ACL. So I just don't know which knee it is. So,
hopefully it's not the same knee.
Yeah, I know. So I got to wait and see. But yeah, that's the only thing that will hurt Rutgers right now is serious injuries. But we got Howard first. So we got Howard and Akron before we go on a bye. So
that's 2-0.
Exactly. The big week through week for us, our third game is the big test because we go down to Virginia Tech. So
I think that's 3-0.
Go to Blacksburg.
Tech is tough, bro.
Man, they can beat Virginia Tech.
I live in Blacksburg country, bro. It's not an easy place to play.
It's not an easy place to play. But
it's not like that, bro.
The thing that gave Virginia Tech problems last year is the line of scrimmage.
Facts.
Rutgers was very physical last year. Remember, they played them last year, and I think we won 31-14. Now, Tech wants revenge. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Rutgers
also
wins 21-13.
We also have quarterback play now. We have better quarterback play. So,
and that's the problem with Tech. They never seem to have offense. The only time they have offense is when they have these dynamic quarterbacks.
They have a quarterback who you don't sleep on.
Logan Thomas, Michael Vick, of course. You know what I mean. So they do have these dynamic quarterbacks from time to time, but they usually struggle on offense. They've been made off defense. Remember, before he retired, Beamer Ball. Frank Beamer. And that's what they made their name off of.
Well, defense and special teams. And Rutgers is built the same way. Defense and special teams.
Wells.
What's good, Wells?
Let me tell you right now with Tech who their quarterback was last year.
Rutgers going to tune up against Howard. They really going to take it to Howard. That first game.
Carson Beck, man, that pissed me off.
And I got it right on there. Their quarterback is Kyron Jones. Yeah,
he's a guy that can make some plays with his legs for sure.
Keep quarterbacks like that. That's their MO.
This would be my draft strategy as a GM. If I need offensive lineman, I'm getting Big Ten offensive lineman. I don't care what round I get a Big Ten offensive lineman. There's a huge chance he's going to pan out.
Watch Holland Pierce, because Holland Pierce's journey from Trenton Catholic, went to JUCO for a year, came to Rutgers. He was over 400 pounds, chiseled his body down. I think he's around 350, 360.
That's that one big kid with the with the dreads. He was like 400 some pounds.
Yep.
And he was moving around. Like, man, that dude is huge. He went to Rutgers.
He's at Rutgers now. I'm talking about now. So he's there now. This is his last year. He's like 6'9", 6'10", somewhere in that range. So
yeah, that dude
6'9", 6'10", yeah.
Oh.
So he's not going to be an NFL left tackle, even though that's what he's playing at Rutgers. He's a right tackle.
I'll tell you what, at the Big Ten, you get your guards from Michigan and Iowa.
Wisconsin.
and
Don't forget
Wisconsin.
yes.
Right.
And you get your tackles from Notre Dame. They're not Big Ten, but I call them Big Ten because they should be there. You get your tackles from Notre Dame, and you can get your tackles from Wisconsin too. Wisconsin has some decent tackles. Now
Exactly.
Michigan, they don't tackles really don't pan out at Michigan like that, but their guards are ridiculous. In Iowa, any interior offensive lineman at Iowa, you are good.
You got
in
that,
Northwestern.
Minnesota sometimes gets some good offensive
That's
linemen
the
too.
weakest place you could get your lineman from, Minnesota, unless it's like a center.
JMS.
Yeah. But the Big Ten, man,
right.
you need some linemen.
It's a line of scrimmage league.
Man.
And like I said, in SEC is Georgia. Georgia got good offensive linemen.
In Tennessee, they have good guards and decent tackles. In Georgia, they just find to have solid players. They're not going to be all world, but they're going to be solid players for years. All my skill positions.
If you need a shooting guard or a small forward, you go to Duke, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So,
basketball,
basketball, I'm robbing Duke and North Carolina every year. I know y'all got somebody over there hiding.
That's fair.
Your third point guard could have started around the country. Give me him.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Nah, Man-Cave went live, Lou. I'm going live in a little bit later.
Right.
Lou doesn't understand how the network works. We're on the Big Blue Sports Network. We're always supposed to be live, bro. That's the point. Let's do it.
I know. I'm going live at 10, sir.
We about to wrap it up right now.
Live. No, Man-Cave goes live before I go live.
Yeah, we're gonna be on at 10, bro. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up right here, man. So just everybody get their last words. Coach, give your last words. I know you just came in. You know,
I mean, I'm just here to support, man. You know, y'all good.
I just got off work and I saw Man-Cave.
Right. Yeah, I saw y'all on. I'm just like, let me come in.
I did the same thing. Shit, I got on. I was like, y'all gonna get on real quick. Pause.
Exactly. I went from one to the other.
I already know. I saw you on there earlier, man. So I knew I was like.
Yeah, because I was watching Colts as I was driving back, and then by the time I got home, Man-Cave was live, so I was like, all right, I'm home now. I can, get on the panel or whatever.
So it is like a damn network.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. Pat, we'll talk, man. Go ahead.
Well, I'll see you boys in a couple of minutes, I guess. Good Lord.
Al Adams passed away.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Al Adams.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he was the Nets head coach too for a while.
Yeah. Seattle Sonics, Supersonics.
Yeah.
Warriors.
They're like Rodgers is gay. Oh God, the guy. Never mind. I thought you said Rodgers is gay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's that too. If Rodgers is washed, then damn Nick McLeod is. Good Lord, a tsunami. Like he got ate up today. But we'll talk about that on New York Giants Full Access in about 40 to 50 minutes.
All right, so
I'm gonna head off and start creating a stream.
All right, we'll see you over there, bro. All right.
Yeah.
So we're about to end this right now. Like I said, we will be over at the Big Blue Crew Sports Network at 10 o'clock. Like I said, please go subscribe to everybody's channel on here. Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, Big Pass Sports Talk, Unpopular Opinion Sports, Classified 3F with Joe. You know what I'm saying? Miz in the Midday, Big Blue in the Bronx, and the rest of the guys from Big Blue Crew Sports. And until next time, man, we see you guys.
Peace.
Who's got the rocket launcher? I say we blow it up. Now fire that thing.
It's for the city of sports playing with a giant Nick. With my man S. Dot Dog.
That's him.
You feel the vibe?
That's me.
We going live.
That's us.
That like button shared, you been subscribed.
Stadium.
That MetLife Big Blue, home of the Braves.
Yeah.
That Turnpike, you can see that's where the game's played. NFL one day, then it's the NBA. Madison Square Garden, that's where the Knicks play. This that NY Logan, no it don't get broken. Legalize, mean this shit smoking. I'm on topic, dropping another episode. The game winner, trade, maybe a field goal. Everybody right now doing the wave. You tune in the show called The Man-Cave. I see the chat, they always doing their thing. Big views, 85 inch screen. The game's on, you rush and bleed. Remain calm, you on the road and chill. Do the watch along. The show's on, the host, you know it's S-God. It's no telling the panel filled with guest stars. You're now rocking with the voice, you know what it is. It's your boy J Boogie. You're now rocking with my man S-God. I support him to the fullest, you heard? My man Mike Blaze. This is Alter Production. What that mean, we about to alter everything that's playing. Tune in. My man S.TOD. Support the show. Subscribe, share it. Most importantly,